promising a new hospital for Yorkton. NDP Shadow Minister for Rural and Remote Health, Jared Clark, made the announcement in Yorkton this morning.
The people of Yorkton and the surrounding area have waited far too long for a new hospital. And that is why today we are very excited to announce the Saskatchewan NDP's commitment to immediately build one here in Yorkton if we form government in 2028.
He says the current hospital can no longer keep up with the region's healthcare demands. SGI is asking drivers to prepare early for slippery roads and snowy commutes as part of its October Traffic Safety Spotlight. JP Cullen, the Chief Operating Officer of the Auto Fund, says a little planning helps keep everyone safe. SGI's tips include installing winter tires, packing emergency supplies, and keeping a snow brush handy. Once winter hits, drivers should slow down, brake gently, and stay alert. Checking the highway hotline before traveling is also advised. A new report finds the gap in bank customer satisfaction between Canada's big five banks and mid-sized lenders is widening, with satisfaction at smaller banks rising.
J.D. Power scored the banks on a 1,000-point scale and found customer satisfaction with the big five lenders fell 7 points from last year to 604, while satisfaction with mid-size lenders rose 5 points to 649. RBC ranked first in bank customer satisfaction among the big five for a second consecutive year, while Tangerine scored the highest among mid-size lenders. J.D. Power notes that mid-size banks are outperforming their larger counterparts in areas like personalization and ease of use. Michelle Zedekian, The Canadian Press.
And Saskatchewan residents now have a new way to support local charities and possibly win big. A new monthly lottery called Unity Sweepstakes launched in September, bringing together 7 charitable organizations from across the province. Participants can purchase tickets online and choose which charity their entry supports. The lineup includes the Moose Jaw and Regina Humane Societies, Habitat for Humanity Saskatchewan, YWCA Regina, the Mackenzie Art Gallery, the Regina Public Library, and the Prince Albert SPCA. The sweepstakes features weekly early bird prizes and a grand prize draw at the end of each month. That was your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com.
Weather tonight, occasional showers in the area, 70% chance, and a low down to 3 degrees. Tomorrow, early showers, then afternoon clearing, and a high of 12. Looking at tomorrow night, clear sky, and a low down to 3. Saturday, mostly sunny sky, and a high of 10 degrees. Nice for all those football games going on in communities around Saskatchewan. Sunday looks like mostly sunny and a high of 14. And starting the week on Monday, partly sunny sky. Spotty showers in the area as well and a high of 7. Currently in downtown Regina, overcast and 10 degrees.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sportscage, streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Okay, Blue Jays. Let's play. See? When did that come out, in the 80s?
Oh, yeah, that's back when they had their first run, isn't it?
Oh, before their first run. I want to say Exhibition Stadium, playing in the snow.
Could have been, yeah.
George Bell doing kung fu on pitchers.
Forgot about that.
We are live, I guess. Here we go.
We're no longer off the air.
The Sports Cage on
mumbling.
Thursdays. Thanks for making some time today. Sharky is with me. Thursday's show. Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. When Sharky's in that seat right over there, he is brought to you by Flooring Superstore. Trent Dickin and his team, over 20 years in business servicing Regina and area.
I was in there yesterday.
Did you buy something?
I'm trying to.
Or are you selling them something?
No, I'm trying to buy something. Got to get the basement done.
Is that carpet?
No.
Oh.
No.
Laminate?
It'll be some sort of glued down product. Yeah.
Yeah, in that area where you live in Regina, when I first moved to Regina.
You looked at that?
No, that area. Ugh. People had water hazards.
There's high water marks in
You
some
got to put a
basements.
putting green here, and then that's a water hazard.
I have a water hazard and a putting green. Yeah,
That's tough. 3 hours today. The tomfoolery's already begun.
Is it warm in here today?
Yeah.
Just me.
And I got a hoodie on.
Yeah.
If you want to watch the show, if you ever want to put a face to a name of these two meatheads up here,
Yokels.
we're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. If not, tune in through the stick, old-fashioned 620 CKRM around Saskatchewan, into North Dakota, into Manitoba, into Alberta. That signal's huge. And then the audio streams as well. If you missed any of it, go back and listen to it in podcast form. It's all free. It's easy to do. Colson's in the shotgun chair today. He's going to be taking your texts and calls. We have winning. today. We're at some point, you're going to have to listen.
Just listening is winning.
It is.
Yes.
It is, and informative, educational, dangerous. We will be giving away Pats tickets at some point. Not right now. You're going to have to listen, and then when I cue you to call, it'll just be a brief window to win some pack tickets to Saturday night. We're playing SaskTel Pick the Score at some point. When Colson gives me the okay, we'll be giving away tickets to next Saturday's Riders BC game. And I just found out from Colson and Nick, text of the day is going to win from our friends at KFC a free 6-piece meal. You get a bucket, 6 pieces, two large sides. All participating KFC locations in Saskatchewan. So the Prairie Land Rentals text line is 936-6262. 936-6262. Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street. Starting to get their Husqvarna snow throwers in. The snow is coming. Anything you need rental-wise, you can go over there and you get to deal with the owner. So the questions today on the text messages, as we kind of freewheel and we find things out as we go. I want to know what people are thinking. And was this your question, Colson? Colson came up with this. This is really good. Do you want to tee it up? Or you want me to tee it up?
I got you.
Colson's going to tee this up.
Where's your hat? Don't you have to wear the hat too?
Yeah.
Normally, yeah. But
Okay.
That's if I have a question, which I guess this is having a question. Oh, well. Anyways, so it was Arash who said it a little while ago, and we can ask him again. He said his piece de resistance would be if Winnipeg had to go through the East, get to the Grey Cup, and then we're in the visiting locker room in their own stadium for the Grey Cup, especially against the Riders.
Beautiful
thing. That would be fantastic. But what if Edmonton knocked Winnipeg out of the playoffs? Because Edmonton has the chance to finish ahead of Winnipeg right now. Or if there is like some weird 4-way tie amongst all the other West Division teams, I'm pretty sure Winnipeg is the bottom team in that grouping. It's a lot of numbers and a lot of math, and I haven't gotten to the end of it yet. But at the end of it all, there is a decent chance still that Winnipeg could miss the playoffs. If they win one game, then I think that chance goes out the window. So this might all just be speculation for nothing. But hey, it's fun to think about Edmonton after their very rough start to the year, pushing Winnipeg out before they even get a chance to play in their own stadium.
Okay, but Winnipeg, we could still play Winnipeg in the West Final.
Without a doubt.
Here.
Yeah.
So I think the question should be, what would you rather? Play them, dust them in the West Final here, celebrate, wave, take a seat, keep our seats warm next week there, or would you rather beat them at home for the Grey Cup?
I want to dust them here.
Or would you rather them just miss the playoffs? That's the three things, right?
I don't want them in the Grey Cup. I don't want them in the Grey Cup. I don't want them at home in the Grey Cup. That's too big a risk. I don't want them there.
I want that.
No.
I want a West team to finally make the Grey Cup.
Out of the East.
I want the crossover, the funky crossover thing that we do. I want someone to get in, and then I want to go there and beat them in their own basement. That's what I want.
That would be fun.
My vote.
That would be fun.
To each their own. What do you think out there? 936-6262. You got a chance to win some chicken, some KFC. Mine as well, because tomorrow is a Rider game day, and the End Zone Big Crunch at all participating KFC locations in Saskatchewan is only $4.95. Don't make lunch and supper plans. Eat them both. Breakfast, throw them in there too. Or the Big Crunch combo is only $7.95. At all participating KFC locations in Saskatchewan. We talked about Arash Madani. He's going to be coming up in about 10 minutes' time. We're going to talk Blue Jays with him, maybe a little CFL football. Then we have the high school football report. Warren Stanley brings that to you.
Nice.
It is the last kind of weekend for a lot of leagues. Some are already into playoffs and all that. Friday Night Lights is coming up in hour one. Pats, we're going to talk about them. They make a trade today.
Yep.
Their goaltender, Pine, that you were asking about last week, out of town. So we'll talk to Dante DeCaria.
Yep.
Hour two, NASCAR report. Farhan Lalji comes in hour two. SJHL report with Benny Walchuk for Chad Reach. I'm wearing my SJHL hoodie today if you're watching the stream. And we're going to hear from Braden Knoll from the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Glen Suitor is in hour three. And then Rams head coach Mark McConkey in hour three as they get prepared to travel to Edmonton.
That's a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff today.
Just do the job.
I got to pay way more attention to what you give me on these sheets now.
Remind me to tell you what I did this morning in my other job.
Okay.
And then you'd be like, I don't know how I did. My kids somehow have supper made today.
I just fed the dogs. What I did.
What's the dog's names again? Vegas and
Juno.
Chico? Oh,
Juno.
Where did the names come from?
Well, Vegas was actually the name of her when she was a puppy, and Juno was just the name we picked afterwards when we were...
Alaska? Did you go up to Alaska at some point?
No.
Joe Juno?
J-U-N-O.
Big Joe Juno fan from the Bruins?
Juno Beach. Beach.
That was my third guess.
Yes.
Okay, so you can let us know what you want. Do you want the Riders to beat the Stamps in the Grey Cup in their own barn? Do you want the Bombers? Yeah, the Bombers. Do you want the Bombers to dismiss the playoffs and we laugh at them?
Can the Stamps miss?
Don't make this confusing. People are already having a nosebleed.
I've seen Colson try to do the math earlier. It was ridiculous. There's paper everywhere.
Or the third thing is we beat them in the West Final. Okay. Here. My vote
is the Grey Cup.
Beat them because it's twofold. I want to see our West team finally make the Grey Cup with the crossover thing. And then you beat somebody up in their own basement or backyard. That's fun.
Steal their gas.
Yeah. Well,
I think the only way the Stamps could miss is if they lose this week and Edmonton beats them next week. I think is the only way the Stamps could miss.
But Edmonton would get the crossover then.
In that situation, I think Edmonton would also get the crossover. It is a very complicated situation that will be very easy to figure out after this weekend.
Okay, so we got our three questions there. We already have Gary in Winnipeg. How's it going, Gary, today? Shout out to you. He says he just sent us, it's going to be gross weather in Winnipeg.
Really?
Tomorrow.
Calling for 70% chance of rain, single-digit temperatures.
What about wind? It looks like it might be windy. It always is windy in Winnipeg. Not that we can judge in Regina because it's always windy here.
The picture he sent is saying gusts of 50 kilometers.
Yeah, that's gross.
And there'll still be mosquitoes.
Single digits, maybe not.
Winnipeg, there's always mosquitoes.
We can't judge, man. We can't.
Mosquitoes are way down here this year.
So here's the other thing, too. If you want to win chicken and texting in, Colson's gonna have to be on his toes to pick a winner of this. At 5 o'clock today, the CFL is
making an announcement. Yes,
a somewhat large announcement. They're moving the goalpost to the sides. No, it's
the fields.
We think it's finally the Grey Cup halftime show.
Yep.
Who do you out there think it is or want it to be? Sharky, you already...
Yeah, I'm going Burton Cummings. Yeah. Guess who, Randy Bachman sort of thing, maybe a little BTO. That's what I'm going with. That's a heart and soul Winnipeg act. I like it.
That would make a lot of... And they're kind of, is he touring, playing a little bit, like still out there doing it?
They got to be in their 80s.
Is that old?
Yeah. I'm going to
Guess Who, Bachman Turner Overdrive coming up, followed by Steppenwolf. So when I think of Winnipeg musical acts, and that's maybe just because I was born in 77, graduated in 95, shout out McLaren's Furnace Room, The Watchmen. And I know that's not big enough for a CFL Grey Cup halftime show. Probably a pre-party of some sort.
Could be.
The Watchmen, but My Life is a Stereo. Anything but that.
The Watchmen, they're great.
Mr. Run and Hide, even the swearing part. That was kind of one of the first CDs. Like, oh, do you hear what he said there? Besides Two Live Crew, which I bought from Tramps Music on 22nd Street in Saskatoon. Okay, so the Guess Who, Bachman Turner Overdrive. Neil Young, is he passed away? He's from Winnipeg.
Okay. I don't think it's Neil Young.
Crash Test Dummies.
Could be.
Superman. What was that? Peter Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
Wasn't that in what movie is that from? Dumb and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
Contemporary local acts. Dallas Alexander. So the thing about the Grey Cup halftime show, the last year was good, wasn't it? Was it the Jonas Brothers?
Yep. Yep.
And most people in my demo, your demo, are like, who?
Yeah, exactly.
Get those guys off the stage. Who are these guys? No, but I thought it was good. I thought
Where's Blue Rodeo?
Good performance. Yeah. I like Blue Rodeo. It's just when they start getting political on stage, it's just like, shut up and sing, guys.
I don't think that's Blue Rodeo genre. But, Bryan Adams is touring right now. Right?
When's the last time he played the Grey Cup? He has. Done the
but it's been a long
show.
time.
See, I think they throw us for a loop. And it's like, the one, wasn't it Regina we were waiting for? And it was like,
like 2
it's
weeks
Tyler
before,
Hubbard and Josh Ross when people didn't even know Josh Ross.
Yeah. There were some guys we'd never even heard of. It was a good show.
The Green Day one threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
Bryan Adams played 2003 in Regina for the Grey Cup.
Really?
Yep.
What about that lady that's from, isn't she from Calgary? Tate McRae?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's got a big song with Morgan Wallen right now. Personally, I said this to my daughter last week.
I don't know anything she sings.
I spent 5 days with my daughter, so we're listening to a lot of that kind of, and I like Morgan Wallen. I was like, kind of scratchy voice, kind of sounds whiny. Like the person that always going to HR. He says nothing offense. Maybe her.
It sounded like the teacher from Peanuts.
I've never seen that. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like Charlie Brown.
Wow. Charlie Brown. Peanuts.
Yeah, I don't remember watching it. Do you remember what the teacher sounds like from Degrassi Junior High, Mr. Radich?
No.
Exactly.
Never watched it.
So, Axe. Who do we got? People on the text line got to be buzzing here already. Oh,
yeah, give us your thoughts.
Jeffrey's at it. I've convinced that Jeffrey either has a really easy desk job in the afternoon or he just loves participating on the text line from his basement. Is Roger Whittaker still alive?
No.
Like, hey, let's kind of keep it somewhat on the straight and narrow, though. Like, I know we all want to be funny and be like, hey, Susan a glue card. But let's figure out really who would play. The other thing about the Grey Cup, have you seen the logo? Sorry, Colson, I should have probably prepped you on this. It is very nice, the logo for the Grey Cup, but when you look at it, it's like, that's not Winnipeg. That look, if they were hosting the game in the Paw or Flin Flon, yes, lots of trees. It looks like it'd be hosted possibly in Waskesiu. They make it look like a real nice northern town with some sort of mountain vista and a bunch of pine trees. That is not Winnipeg. Sorry, Winnipeg. That'd be like Regina doing that. I'd call us out if we did that.
Okay, I got to look this up.
Colson? I'm grabbing it 1 second. Oh, I thought you had something to say. I'm not being critical. I love it. It's nice. It's just like you're lying to people that have never been to Winnipeg. Because some people are going to be coming up and going like, look at that. Like, doesn't it look like look, are you looking?
I am. It's on the screen. That is a little
misleading.
Farcical, I think is the term.
I don't mind the colors. I think those colors are nice together. But Winnipeg, you do not have hills or mountains in that in the background and that many trees. That's a little bit of a fallacy. You got to go somewhere else. Well, outside of Winnipeg. Yeah, well, outside of Regina, we got stuff too. But it was like a prairie. It was
Winnipeg. You're the bald butt prairie. Like, yeah.
So are we?
Yeah. Not that we're. No, yeah, we're not putting trees in ours either.
We don't live in Virginia Beach either, bud.
Yeah. Don't get upset, Winnipeg. We're not saying we're better. We're just saying you don't have that.
Brendan, I don't know, man. Prairie Land Rentals text line. He says Shania Twain is touring again. Bryan Adams is touring again. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
True's Theory of a Dead Man or 3 Days Grace. Nah. They're playing here. I like all those bands. Think about a Grey Cup halftime show.
Are we still thinking Canadian only, or are we going to expand that market?
Brent and Saskatoon.
What's he got?
Rush. Since they're touring, they're playing some big acts. They got a new drummer.
A female drummer, too.
Is she female?
Yeah, she is female. That's why we said she.
Okay. Pronouns. Nickelback, Jeff and Regina.
Love it to be Nickelback, but I don't think they're going to do it.
Double A's from PA said, I want to see the Bombers in the Grey Cup so that Caleros can beat Ronnie's record with 5 Grey Cup losses. That's funny.
That's personal.
I would prefer the Bombers to miss the playoffs, period. That's Roscoe. Tamara from Calgary. Winnipeg out of the playoffs altogether. Yeah, there's Terry Randy says out altogether. So that'd probably be the front runner right
so
now.
So far, right? Yeah, Winnipeg don't make the playoffs.
I might be on the island by myself. I want to see them lose. No, somebody said they want to see him lose in the Grey Cup so it can tie Ronnie's record. Right there. Beat the Bombers here, then take their dressing room and make them watch us win and celebrate in their barn. Dano says that. Yeah, see that's not bad. It's not a bad idea. But
yeah.
Wouldn't you want to beat them and then celebrate in their dressing room with them possibly able to hear you from across this?
That would be the ultimate insult.
Hey guys, come over here for a drink. Just kidding. Get the hell out of here.
There's a party in here and you're not invited. Ed Whalen.
Susan the Glukark's playing. Get in here. We're going to talk to Arash Madani when we come back. It's the Sports Cage. We're streaming at sportscage.com if you want to watch this tomfoolery. If not, you can catch us on all the streams and in 620 CKRM.
Listen weekdays at noon for Saskatchewan Today on CKRM with your host, Ryan Young. Offering the most extensive agricultural news coverage with precision weather meteorologists in an industry that moves fast. Stay updated with the latest, most reliable information in ag news, crisis and trends, all in one place. Available anytime at saskagtoday.com. Saskatchewan Today, your trusted source for all things agriculture. Sponsored by Affinity Credit Union on 620 CKRM.
You've worked hard for years, but when you retire, do you know your options that truly fit you and your family? That's where Chad Reach, Senior Wealth Advisor, and the team at GP Financial Services and Aviso Wealth come in. They help you understand your choices, avoid costly mistakes, and build a retirement plan. Independent advice, local expertise. Before you make the next move, talk to Chad Reach, 306-584-2755.
Mutual funds and other securities are offered through Aviso Wealth, a division of Aviso Financial Inc. The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every Rider game, home or away. You can also sign up for the 50-50 Club and never miss a draw, including the weekly loyalty and early bird prizes. All proceeds support amateur football in Saskatchewan, equipping the heartland, and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
At the cabin or on the farm, Access Rural Internet gives you speed and service you can rely on. Right now, get Access Rural Internet for as low as $69.95 a month for 24 months, including free service calls by our local techs, a free Wi-Fi router, and a strong, reliable signal matched by our strong, reliable customer service. Great service is never far away with Access Rural Internet. Visit myaccess.ca to book your free site survey.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. Combined with a LiftMaster opener, it's the right choice. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. And a LiftMaster opener. 100% made by Canadians for Canadians. Steady, tariff-free pricing and great quality, no matter what.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
It's time to go coast to coast with Arash Madani for Smart Investing Solutions. Be smart with your money. Call Brian Gawley at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533.
Another story for another time. Sharky's in tow. He is for Flooring Superstore. The show is for Access Communications. This guy is for Brian Gawley. All right. Hey, did you see that Winnipeg Grey Cup logo? Text in to the Prairline Rentals text line. It looks like Kelowna. It does. Then you've never been to Canada. They're like, hey, let's go to a Grey Cup game, and you show up and you're expecting that.
This place looks nice.
It's like a St. Louis Beluga. It's, I don't even know what to make of that.
Well, you think you're going to the woods, for starters, in some place where there's mountains and nice shiny stars. It should be something. It should be really like something to show the wind. something blown over.
Like that wind gust image they have of Mother Nature.
Football on it. Like there's nothing
No.
that says football on Grey Cup.
Just the trophy itself. That's it. Just you have to know what it is.
Let's read into it really deep. And what is the halftime show when you look at that logo?
Aren't they announcing that tonight or something? E-Talk or something? Yeah.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock our time. Who do you think it is?
So there's no 55-yard line. There are no goalposts. Oh, sorry, too soon?
Yeah.
No, I already went there. I said they're moving the goalpost to the sides. A trick shot. You have to masse. You have to work on a masse kick. It'd be great guys from rugby. Who do you think the halftime show should be? Seriously,
don't forget. Speaking of goalposts, don't forget my prediction: Brett Lawther, most outstanding Canadian in the Grey year. I'm sticking by it.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Did you write that down, Coulson? I'm pretty sure I did. Okay.
I made that call like Labor Day when you guys were all just ripping Brett. I'm like, no.
We weren't ripping and we were critical.
Yeah.
Semantics.
I don't know if rip is the right term. Yeah.
Hey, you got it. You got to kick the ball through those uprights. That's your job, man.
Yeah. One thing.
Who do you think that Grey Cup to halftime show should be in Winnipeg? All seriousness, you had a choice.
I haven't even thought about it. I can't believe it. We're a month out and they're just announcing it now. Like that to me seems like they're in a bit of a scramble or have been in a bit of a scramble. And were they in a cash crunch? I mean, come on.
They would have had that budget laid out a long time ago. This is what we have.
You would think so.
The promoter, when was it last year that it was really late as well? Or 2 years ago?
2 years when we had it here. When we had it here. It was late. Like it was like 3 weeks before the game.
I don't know.
They announced Green Day well before when they were coming through. What was last year? BC. I don't even remember.
Jonas Brothers. Jonas Brothers.
Right.
Yeah. I said maybe a Tate McRae, Canadian. It doesn't have to be Canadian, as we found out, though. It could be American. Could be Australian. Keith Urban. Now that he's single, he doesn't have to go home. I'm on the road.
He's got nowhere to go.
I'm on the road with the fellas. And his
his new girlfriend.
Actually, his fiddle player or whatever. Is that who she's dating?
That's who he's dating.
Yeah, Rocket Town.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't disagree with his move, for the record.
Cole Kidman looks like it would be her way or the highway.
Yeah, it shouldn't look like she shares.
Yeah.
Right?
She needs a spray tan. Okay, let's go with...
really good sports show we got.
Shares.
I don't see her as a really sharing person. She looks selfish to me.
Who else looks selfish? Let's go down this path. Who else looks selfish?
Sharky.
Yeah. I got lots of selfish people in my life formerly. Not anymore, though. Yeah.
Man, I texted you last night. I took the over. And I was like, as soon as it ran. And I texted you, I think, first when Vladdy woke up. And I was like, yes.
Based on that party, I think he sobered up and got into the game.
What do you make of that game last night, Arash?
They so needed it. They so needed that offense to get going. They unlocked something. For your 9-hole hitter to get you back in the game with one swing of the bat, Andres Jimenez doing that to make it a 2-2 ball game, and then that just kind of felt like it opened the floodgates. Springer got his, but to me, this was all about Guerrero. Like, you go 4 for 4, you get the home run, you get the extra base hit, and suddenly, after being 0 for 7 in the first 2 games, like the air comes out of the balloon. You can calm down, like all of those kinds of things. To me, it's still advantage Mariners. They're up 2-1. They have home field advantage, etc. But that Blue Jay offense that needed something got a lot. Guys, the most postseason hits in franchise history, 18. They tied it last night. So that's exactly what's needed with Luis Castillo coming up tonight.
I thought Shane Bieber should get a lot more credit for this game than he's doing. I mean, trade deadline deal, but he was outstanding, I thought, last night, especially when they needed him to shut down the Mariners after the first.
He was that rental piece that you get from Prairieland Rentals.
Right. Yeah.
And you just use it hard for, and it's like, this thing was perfect for 24 hours.
Yeah. Good old Husqvarna.
He gives up the 2-run bomb in the first, and you're saying to yourself, oh boy.
Hey.
Yeah.
right? Like, he didn't get out of the third inning against the Yankees. You're not quite sure. And this was the game. Literally, this was the game why the Blue Jays at the deadline went and got Shane Bieber. And Bieber absolutely delivered. And it wasn't just that he rebounded in the second, third, whatever. To be able to go 6 and then let the bats do their thing, that's the signature performance. That's the move, that's the time, etc. Like, that's why this move now was worth whatever they gave up. Prospects, who cares what they turn into? Because you're in the championship series, you're on the ropes, and your guy was absolutely electric, and they let them cook. They weren't shy about getting that pitch count up. You know, what did he finish with? 88 pitches, something like that. It was the statement. And I thought, Sharky, the line that he had afterwards, he said, a year ago, sitting there after Tommy John surgery, just wondering, these are the games I want to pitch in. And now here you fast forward, these are the games he is pitching in.
Yep. Tonight, the Blue Jays have 41-year-old, 3 Cy Youngs, though, under his belt, 2 no-hitters, and a World Series with the Nationals back in 19. Matt Scherzer. What do you expect from him? What do we need from him?
Well, what you need is the same thing. The question is, can you get it? Like, this is his 500th career start.
Wow.
I covered those Nationals in 2019. I covered their entire postseason run. Scherzer was electric. That was 6 years ago. I think it's a real question of what Max Scherzer are you going to get? What performance are you going to get? I don't think anybody knows, Scherzer included. Now, he came out, sat at the podium yesterday and said, yeah, I've been dealing with some stuff, but it doesn't matter. When it's time to post, you got to post. He claims, guys, that he's gotten a lot of the stuff that was bothering him out of the way and that he's finishing his pitches better, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to find out tonight, what Scherzer is, how much length he can give them. These are a couple of big questions. Like, 500 career big league starts in the 2000s, only 3 others have done it. Verlander, Sabathia, Greinke. And now here's Scherzer on his 6th team trying to do it in the biggest game of the season.
I would have thrown in Nolan Ryan for some reason.
Look, in the 2000s. Yeah.
What about Hershiser? Back in the day, how many did he throw?
I don't know.
I was a big Hershiser fan.
I like Scherzer going tonight. I do. He's had a lot of rest.
Oof.
I mean, he had a lot of rest. He's got a chance, like he says, to fix whatever was giving him trouble. He still throws smoke, right? Like he can throw the ball. I like it.
The issue, Sharky, is they have no other choice.
That's what I was going to ask you.
That's the next point. Yeah.
Right. So it's Scherzer for as long as he's going to go. You hope it's at least 4. Do you then go Bassett as the long guy who got in for an inning or whatever of garbage time on Monday just to find out what's there? That's the question. Tomorrow it's Kevin Gausman. So you know what you have there. Today is a patch together whatever you possibly can to get yourself through the ball game, and we'll find out.
That's how they beat the Yankees in Game 4. So I like it.
But that, and again, casual guy here, just really started on the wagon 10 days ago. That them kind of blowing out Seattle and having things in control there. How much does that help them with arms that they saved?
0.
Okay.
Look, and I mean this sincerely, everybody at this stage of the season is gassed. They're wiped. They've used a lot of the bullpen, etc. Okay, gave them a blow for a day. There's no momentum carryover from last night. Today's an entirely new day, an entirely new starter, an entire new situation. Anthony Santander, not in the lineup to start the game. Addison Barger is starting in right field. Ernie Clements at third. Kiner Falefa is going to start at second, just because Kiner Falefa's, historically had good numbers against Castillo, 5 for 13 with a homer and a double against Guy. So there's very little carryover in all of this. They got the win they needed. I think that helps them not come to the park with angst, but that's really about it.
There's a big difference 2-1 and 3-0, and I think there's there's a little more comfort as they come to the park tonight, preparing. And I like this pitching by committee and using Scherzer for 4. If they could get 5 out of him, it'd be amazing. But I think they're going to get 4 out of him, and I think he's going to do just fine.
Yeah, other than Bassett, there's not really a long guy left in that bullpen. Eric Lauer was the guy, but they've now kind of reduced him to an inning and a third, maybe 2 innings. It's been 3 weeks since he pitched even 3 for a guy who, as a starter for the early part of the season, kept him going. So that's why, to me, tonight is a 2-pronged attack with Scherzer and then Bassett. But it just all depends on how the not-so-young fella anymore performs.
Yep.
Okay, we only have about a couple minutes left here. I want to get some CFL with you. Edmonton into BC tomorrow night. I think you would agree, game of the week?
Game of the week. Edmonton's the team you just don't want to play. They're hot. They've gotten it going. There's stuff happening there. I still go back. If they hadn't lost to Toronto and Hamilton in back-to-back games, where would they be? They're running the football so effectively. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, guys, with the MOP thing, but second half MOP, to me, it's Rankin in Edmonton. This guy has been a one-man wrecking crew. Who's been able to stop him has changed their season. So, but BC's playing really good football, and they have really good quarterback play. So
it's an intriguing matchup.
It is a very intriguing game, without a doubt. Yeah.
They got themselves into too big of a hole early in the season.
Yeah.
Right? And what looms large on this year is not just the decision to start Trey Ford, but to continue to go with Trey Ford as long as they did. And you just wonder if they weren't so hell-bent on giving him the keys definitively from the jump, where would this season be?
Remember when I said by the end of June, Fajardo, and everyone's going to be like, Trey Ford, what?
I didn't want him to start from the beginning. I didn't think he was a better quarterback than Fajardo.
It's a very intriguing matchup. And then, quickly here, 30 seconds. What do you think of all these, the Riders obviously resting guys. It's a smart play, hands down. But then all the other talk about teams saying, well, that's going to screw us. Too bad.
Too bad. Don't like it. Win games earlier in the year. You won't be in this situation.
That's right.
I'm still waiting for Corey Mace versus Trevor Harris, Netflix, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. When do we get to see that?
I don't think that's coming out.
I'm going all in on Corey Mace to win that.
We all are.
Knockout. Yeah.
What if Trevor's quick? What if he's left-handed? That's the worst. When he used to get into those dust ups, I'm like, oh damn it, wrong side.
Trevor wouldn't like. If Trevor can just run around and dodge bullets for 2 or 3 rounds, I think all those Western pizza slices that the coach
fried chicken, his fried chicken, rope-a-dope. Trevor, you're gonna have to take about 80 here. Just sit against the ropes.
Don't let him catch you. You'll be all right.
Okay, I'll be texting you my bets later, and then you'll hear from me. See you, Arash. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Hey, boys.
Coast to coast with Arash. Madani. For Brian Golly, Smart Investing Solutions. Be smart with your money. Call Brian at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533. Let's go to break. When we come back, it's time for Friday Night Lights. High school football, our weekly look at high school football on the Sportscage, streaming at sportscage.com and on 620 CKRM.
Ready to raise your shower game? Rent a water heater and water softener together from Reliance Heath and turn every shower into a spa-worthy experience. Right now, when you rent a new water heater and water softener together, you'll get $400 back, sent by check after installation. Why settle for meh when you can upgrade your whole home's water and get big cashback savings? Don't miss out on this limited time offer.
Call on Reliance.
Call on Reliance Heath today.
The best bulls on the planet are coming for the bulls and their riders. Those 8 seconds go by in a heartbeat. 8 seconds to become a champion or nothing. This is Canada, and this is the PBR. The professional bull riders buck into SaskTel Center with 2 huge shows October 24th and 25th with the Saskatoon Classic. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.ca.
Here they are, the Cowboys of the PBR!
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
All the farmland and equipment you could need are available at auction this fall with Ritchie Brothers. A wide variety of farmland auctions across Western Canada will begin in earnest in October and run into December to get you ready for the next season. With new parcels of land and equipment continually added to their inventory, make sure to visit their website so you never miss an opportunity. Head over to rbauction.com to get started. Again, that's rbauction.com.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262 for Prairie Land Rentals. Renting heaters, skid steers, and most power tools for all those winter jobs. And your official Husqvarna snow thrower dealer. Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. Time now for Friday Night Lights, your weekly look at the exciting high school football scene in Saskatchewan. Brought to you by Warren Steinley, Member of Parliament of Regina Louvain, and always on Saskatchewan's side.
Leagues are winding up league play, and then next week provincials, fires around the province. So let's go through what we know. Again, thanks to everybody who's messaged in hi, H-I, at sportscage.com. Let us know about your team, what's going on. We really appreciate it. We couldn't do a lot of this without you. Okay, the one I have circled on my sheet here is an interesting game. Delisle versus John Paul out of North Battleford. If I was going to handicap this game, it'd be really interesting, and I know that's not allowed and probably borderline illegal. Some of you dads out there and moms or whatever you're doing, but this is a real toss-up. I'm circled this one. Delisle, John Paul, they go Saturday. The winner is going to take on Melville next weekend as provincial start, so that's a good one. Also, let's go 6-a-side. Lemberg, who has been an absolute wagon. Lemberg scored 427 points in their games this season, and they allowed 44. Point differential, 383. I know I'm sure there's probably some pretty high records around there from years gone by, but that is impressive. Southie, Cupar, Highway 22, Storm, you're saying there's a chance. You guys take on the power that is Lemberg. Winner will be advancing to provincials. Then the other one there, we have Carrot River and St. Brew. Carrot River was 5-1. St. Brew was 2-4. These two teams played each other in week 1, September 5th. It was hot out. It was beautiful out. Golf courses are still open. It was Carrot River 50-16 over St. Brew. I don't know if it's going to be that much of a spread. It'll be interesting for sure. The winner of that's going to advance to provincials. It says 3 p.m. Friday, tomorrow in Carrot River. So if you're in CR, let's go. Get out there, support. I know St. Brew will be bringing a bunch of fans. Excellent 6-a-side action there. Okay, move over to some 9-a-side here. Tomorrow night, again, it says 6 o'clock, Elks Athletic Field in Moose Jaw. Head in, maybe grab a bite to eat, have a soak in the spa, and then get ready. Shaughnevin's in town, taking on Moose Jaw Vanier. Winner advances. These two teams played each other not that long ago. Thanksgiving game. It was Moose Jaw 36, Shaunavon 28. I'm expecting a tight one. Expecting a battle in Moose Jaw tomorrow, 6 p.m. Again, call the spa. Find out what the availability is in the afternoon. Maybe some knits too. And then Lumsden is hosting Fort Capel. It's Fort Capel. You got your hands full. You're taking on an absolute wagon in Lumsden. But again, chip in a chair. You're in the game. That one, it says, is slated for tomorrow afternoon in Lumsden. I know Lumsden plays a lot of the games under the bulbs. Haven't heard anything different. If they are, ask somebody in town. Call Last Mountain Distillery. They know everything what's going on in Lumsden. So, 9 aside, we'll filter this out and we'll go into provincials more next weekend. All right, thanks.
Rider Nation lives on 620 CKRM. I'm Dave Thomas, voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Tomorrow is game day as the Riders take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Countdown to kickoff with Justin Dunk and Tegan Whitco's at 3. The pregame show's at 5. And kickoff with Luke Mullender and I is at 6. Saskatchewan Roughrider football on the Cooperators Rider Broadcast Network is brought to you by Prairie Ford Dealers, Claws of America, and Sask Energy. Stream every moment of Rider football at sportscage.com.
The best bulls on the planet are coming with the Bulls and their riders. Those 8 seconds go by in a heartbeat. 8 seconds to become a champion or nothing. This is Canada, and this is the PBR. The professional bull riders buck into SaskTel Center with 2 huge shows October 24th and 25th with the Saskatoon Classic. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.ca.
Here they are, the Cowboys of the PBR!
So, since that little ding on my car last week, I don't know where to take it. I don't even know.
That's easy. Take it to Regina Motor Products.
Who said that?
I did. Down here. I'm Terry the Tire. Regina Motor Products Chevrolet Collision Center and SGI accredited auto body repair is a full-service collision and body shop that works on all makes and models. Just submit your claim to SGI and set an appointment to get your appraisal done. Easy.
I bet you're tired after saying all that.
South at Highway 1 and 6, Albert Street. RMPChevrolet.com.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
At Access Communications, we're always looking for ways to give you more for less. So right now, we're offering Access Hyperspeed 350 for just $64.95 a month for 24 months. That's more internet speed for less money. Backed by our incredible customer service and all for one incredible price. Access Hyperspeed 350, just $64.95 a month for a limited time. Visit myaccess.ca today.
Hey, farmers and ranchers, do you want the next generation to know and care more about agriculture? Donate to the Acres for Education campaign by Agriculture in the Classroom Saskatchewan to help get students out of the classroom to experience agriculture. This year, every dollar donated will be matched up to $25,000 thanks to JGL, so your gift will make twice the difference. Donate at aitc.sk.ca/Acres for Education.
Brr, it's freezing in here. When are we turning the heat on?
Not yet, honey. Dutch Ag's price freeze is on till the end of October. They've delayed their usual October 1st price increase to November 1st, so farmers get one more month to lock in 2024-2025 pricing.
So we're freezing to save money?
You bet. Buy now, save big, and even get free freight.
With 46 new part numbers in this year's catalog, don't miss the preseason program and price freeze till October 31st. Visit DutchOpeners.com. Dutch Agriculture, on farm for you.
The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every Rider game, home or away. You can also sign up for the 50-50 Club and never miss a draw, including the weekly loyalty and early bird prizes. All proceeds support amateur football in Saskatchewan, equipping the heartland, and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
This is Sportscage. Watch our live stream at sportscage.com and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Okay, welcome back. Yeah, I hate high school. Friday Night Lights. I know we had some technical difficulties here. We didn't get to the 12-a-side stuff, so let's continue that right now. All right, thanks to people who have been emailing in, hi@sportscage.com, on the 12-a-side South Rural. What we got? We have Moose Jaw Central finished 6-0 on the season. They are going to play host to Weyburn, looking to advance. Weyburn, underdog, 6-0 team. It's football. Anything can happen. The other one, I'm expecting a tight one. Swift Current, speaking of, hit up Wong's before, maybe a little Smitty's action. The commish probably will be reffing in Swifty. We got the Colts hosting Balgoni. It says Saturday 1 p.m. in Swift Current. Toss up there. These two teams just played each other. Just last weekend at Libel. 30-24. Swift Current on top. That's going to be a gooder. That is one to circle in Southwest Saskatchewan. Head and watch those two teams battle in Swifty. Okay, let's move over. We did have some messages about Regina. Playoff bracket game start tomorrow night. Libel Field 5:15. The 6th seed, O'Neill, will take on the number 3 seed, the Riffle Royals. When they met in the regular season, it was one-sided. The Royals won 44-7. So O'Neill, game plan, watch tape, 5:15 throwdown at Libel. 7:30 tomorrow night at Libel. We have Winston Knoll, who is ranked 4th, will take on number 5 Laboldus. Should be a good one on paper. These two teams, they met way back in week 1, August 29th. Oh, August 29th. It's a nice day. And it was Winston Knoll 35, Laboldus 15. Laboldus looking for redemption, looking to advance. Miller and Campbell, they earn buys. They're going to play the winners next week. We'll keep you updated here on a Friday Night Lights high school football report for Warren Steinley on the home of local sports, 620 CKRM. Nice plug there. All right, what else do we got? Let us know. hi@sportscage.com. Provincial football time. Provincial high school football time. I'm getting excited. I don't even have any skin in the game. Maybe it's time that we should do some play-by-play for some of the finals. Somehow, some way. Maybe it's on CKRM too. Maybe it's on CKRM. I might get in trouble for saying this. Maybe it's a video feed. Call us up. Let's figure something out. Love high school football as we get into provincials. hi@sportscage.com. Let us know what's going on. Again, thanks to Warren Steinley, MP for Regina Louvain. He is the sponsor of Friday Night Lights all season. Our look at high school football. Warren is always on Saskatchewan's side.
It's time for the Sports Ticker. Brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. Bundle and save with Reliance Heath. Rent a new water heater and softener together and get $400 cash back. Call on Reliance Heath today.
Let's go Blue Jays. All you Blue Jay fans. Tonight, 6:30 first pitch. Seattle still leading the series 2-1. We do have female U18 AAA hockey in the city. The Weyburn Gold Wings and Regina Rebels goes down at the Sixer at 8 p.m. National Hockey League Canadian teams. Maple Leafs hosting the Rangers, who are off to a slow start. The Preds are in Montreal to take on the Habs. Ottawa welcomes Seattle. Winnipeg travels into Philadelphia. Edmonton is on Long Island. And the Vancouver Canucks are in the Lone Star State to take on the Stars. National Football League, Week 7. Pittsburgh Steelers at Cincinnati Bengals, 6:15.
the Steelers.
Your mic's not on. Now it's on.
Take the Steelers.
Let's talk about that in a second.
Steelers.
Sports Ticker is for Reliance Heath water heater rentals. Bundle and save with Reliance Heath right now. Rent a new water heater and softener together and get $400 in cash back. Call on Reliance Heath today. Okay, well, let's just get into it then if you want to talk a little bit of friendly wagering. For our friends at Sport Select, sprinkle of the day. Get in on more sports action. It's sportselect.com. You can make your picks online, generate a QR code, lock in your bet, and then at your local lotto spot retailer, they just scan it and prints it off. Or you can still fill it out old school style. Nothing wrong with there. Every bet is 100% legal. Cash in hand. Sports Select, when you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 years of old or older to play, and play responsibly. All right, Sharky. Let's go sprinkle of the day, because last night that over.
Yeah, that paid.
In that Seattle-Toronto game,
that paid.
Sports Select, I got cash in hand. Okay, so you want to go Steelers-Bengals tonight in Cincinnati. Old man Joe throwing for Cincinnati against old man Aaron.
Yeah. If you would have told me the Bengals were going to be, or the Steelers were going to be 4-1.
Yeah, the schedule hasn't been that good.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Cincinnati's really having trouble.
Pro line, Pittsburgh's 160, Cincinnati's 345. You're saying take
the 160.
They got to win by, like on the pro line, you got to win by 3. So you're confident they're going to win by 3 there?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you want to touch this point spread with Pittsburgh minus 5.5? Yeah. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers that much. I don't trust Aaron that much.
You know what? I do, because the Bengals' defense is terrible. They've allowed 183 points in 6 games.
Standalone games, though, right? Standalone games are sketch. Okay, and then the over-under. This is where I might dabble. 44.5. 180 or 185 for the under. I like the over.
I like the over, too.
What's the weather? I always check the weather, right? With
Cincinnati weather tonight. WKRP in Cincinnati. Les Nessman, what's the weather?
Herb Tarlick.
He was a sales guy.
I was. There's a guy there that did both jobs. No, just kidding. 44.5. Okay, while we look up the weather in Cincinnati, Blue Jays Mariners.
I'm taking the over. I like that.
All signs point to the over the way this series is going.
Yeah.
And I think it's a safe bet.
Yeah.
Toronto 250, eh? Or you can, if it's a 1-point game, 290.
290.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be a 1-point game.
Okay, so you like the over.
I don't think it's going to be 1 run. Yeah, I like the over.
You like the over there, and you like Pittsburgh for our sprinkle of the day for Sports Select. Go right now, sportselect.com. You can pick it, lock it in. If you do you, and then it prints off a QR code. You just go to the lotto spot retailer, scan, bingo, bango. Or be like me, go grab the little pencils, grab a cup of coffee,
sit in the corner,
co-op, and fill it out. And then don't forget about the futures. Because when we talk NASCAR, some of the future bets that you can...
do you have that up there? Where is that? Put that back on the screen. What is
Formula
the futures
1
on NASCAR?
I'm a big Formula 1 guy. NASCAR right here.
Formula 1?
Yellowwood 500.
That's Talladega.
Top Chevrolet driver and top Ford driver. Can we talk about this when we come back?
Yep.
At the end of the break with the NASCAR report?
I love it.
Okay.
Weather in Cincinnati. We're doing this in Celsius because we're in Canada. 16 degrees, dropping down to about 11.
Wind?
No wind.
Perfect.
No precipitation. Humidity about 50%, but
great night for football.
Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers just slinging it around the yard with their pants pulled up to their man boobs. Two old guys.
Two old guys out there playing quarterback.
Brought to you by Metamucil.
Viagra, the sponsor of tonight's football game for the quarterback.
Don't knock that.
Can't do that.
Okay. Hour one's in the books. Sharky's here for Flooring Superstore. The show is brought to you by Access Communications. We're coming back. We're going to have Farhan, Lalji, the NASCAR report, SJHL report, and a whole lot more. Streaming through our YouTube channel if you want to watch, sportscage.com. If not, we're on 620 CKRM.
We are 620 CKRM Regina, a Harvard media station.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Corey Atkinson from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with your 620 CKRM news. Harvest in the province is 98% complete, as all pulse, spring cereal, and winter cereal crops are in the bin. The harvest of oilseeds crops are almost done at this point. Sunday brought a mix of rain and snow to eastern areas of the province, which crops extension specialist Tice Mastich said boosted topsoil moisture levels.
60% of provincial topsoils have adequate moisture, and then about 40% are still short.
Sunday's precipitation stopped any field work, but livestock producers are busy moving cattle for marketing and hauling bales. A 37-year-old man is facing charges after a robbery involving a knife early this morning. Police say they were called around 5:10 a.m. to a business on the 1100 block of Victoria Avenue East. Officers arrested the suspect after locating him inside the building and seizing a large silver knife. The man was already on probation and is now charged with robbery and breaching court conditions. He appeared in court this afternoon. Canada's anti-money laundering agency has imposed a penalty of more than $600,000 on the First Nations Bank of Canada for violations under the country's anti-money laundering laws. FinTrack imposed an administrative penalty on September 22nd for 5 violations found during a compliance examination. The regulator says the bank failed to submit suspicious transaction reports in 31% of the case files it reviewed, where there were reasonable grounds to suspect transactions were related to money laundering or terrorist activity financing. It also said the bank did not develop and apply written compliance policies and procedures. Sorting and hauling cattle has started in the Radville area. The Laurier Grazing Corp has a pasture outside the town, and yesterday was the start of producers getting their cattle for the fall run. Manager Kevin G. says it's a busy time.
Well, there's 270 pair going through the chutes, and we will sort them for 4 different ways of owners, and then put them on the trucks, and by 2 o'clock, all the cows will be gone, headed home for the winter.
This year, there were 4,300 head of cattle on the pasture. The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation says Saskatchewan saw a 48% rise in housing starts during the first 9 months of 2025, the highest increase in Canada. Trade and Export Development Minister Warren Kading says it's because more people are choosing to settle in the province, helping create jobs and boost the economy. In September, housing starts rose 45% year over year, with strong growth in both single-family and multi-unit construction projects. And Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew is defending the salary of the province's new trade representative in Washington, D.C., Richard Madden. The former news reporter is being paid $387,000 a year to fight for better trade relations. Kinew says it's money well spent.
But when I talk about Richard Madden, the guy's great. The guy's got the smarts, he's got the look, he's got the connections in D.C. to be able to advocate for our province.
The opposition Progressive Conservatives say Madden's wage is out of line for someone with no trade background, adding he is making almost as much money as Prime Minister Mark Carney. That was your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
Weather brought to you by Line X Regina. Serious protection, killer looks. 1865 McCarra Street. Weather tonight, occasional showers in the area, 70% chance, and a low down to 3 degrees. Tomorrow, early showers, then afternoon clearing, and a high of 12. Looking at tomorrow night, clear sky, and a low down to 3. Saturday, mostly sunny sky, and a high of 10 degrees. Nice for all those football games going on in communities around Saskatchewan. Sunday looks like mostly sunny and a high of 14. And starting the week on Monday, partly sunny sky, spotty showers in the area as well, and a high of 7. Currently in downtown Regina, overcast and 10 degrees.
For 40 years, the team from Line X Regina has been protecting vehicles across Saskatchewan, and we're changing with the times. 3 generations of our family have protected your vehicles. Our business has evolved, and we're not stopping now. The next generation is here. Same family, same commitment, ready for the next generation of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards in all kinds of colors. Line X Regina, 1865 McCarra Street, the next generation of protective coatings.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sportscage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome back to the Cage. It's actually been a really, really fun show.
It's always fun.
So far. Access Communications, Thursday sponsor. Flooring Superstar sponsors when Sharky's in. Colson's in the pocket, taking your text messages, filtering through because we're giving away some chicken from KFC. Free 6-piece bucket combo. You got 2 large sides with that. All you got to do is text in because we've been asking questions, and there's been some funny responses and some good ones. Some we can read, some we can't. We're asking a couple of things. What would you rather? The Riders beat Winnipeg in the Grey Cup in Winnipeg. So they would cross over, and then they'd make it, and then we'd beat them. Or would you rather Winnipeg totally miss the playoffs? Or would you rather dust them here in the West Final? 3 options, 936-6262, Prairieland Rentals, text line. And then we also open up the can of worms because in an hour, there's going to be some sort of announcement where we're expecting they're going to announce the Grey Cup show finally for this year's Grey Cup. Now, a lot of people are messaging in, how did it take so long? Something's not right. We got
It's contract negotiations. We've got to figure it out. Got to get everything lined up. It's not that easy.
What about the likes of Corb Lund, another prairie race performer?
I don't think he's going to bring the chutzpah that they're looking for.
I don't think so either. But, because that's where I said...
He's a small venue guy.
You said Winnipeg, and immediately Winnipeg means...
Burton Cummings. These eyes.
Yeah, that's going to really bring him out. Oh, he put me to sleep, Grandpa.
The original American Woman. Yeah.
I said The Watchmen, but that is not a Grey Cup halftime show. Now, if The Watchmen all of a sudden integrates with Nishelbach, maybe or
that'd be good.
What's another good Canadian? Well, see, we had we had people.
You had the Smashing Pumpkins.
They're not Canadian.
Okay.
So the message, and who was the last one that messaged in here? See. Brent said Rush. It was
that would be really cool.
That's one of my best moves ever. When I was working here a long time ago, Rush played the Brandt Center.
Really?
The Agrodome.
That'd be a long time ago.
I forget what it is. It was, I'd say 15 years ago.
Okay.
And there was a couple extra tickets here at the station kicking around. And I'm like, I'm a sucker for live music. I'm like, I better go.
Yep.
So I went. And kind of stood side stage up near the top there in the concourse, sucked back a few pints. I was so happy I went. And then Rush is kind of like more popular than not, but again, just like the show, just like life, you're never going to please everybody.
No.
You're doing it wrong if you are. But I was like, man, that was so good. And that was Neil Peart.
Yeah.
The drummer.
Yeah.
And then Geddy Lee's got like 2 guitar things going.
They're awesome. I haven't seen them. I've just seen videos and whatever shows about them. But regret that. And you're right. If anybody's charging to be a musical act, they're probably okay. Right? It's worth seeing. They're probably okay. You may not enjoy the whole genre, but they're probably okay at what they do.
Who else is touring out there right now? So I was looking for the text messages, and sorry, there's no name on this one. It's there should always be a Canadian act. I would say okay, yeah, but it's got to be that brings the chutzpah. Love that word.
You gotta have enough chutzpah to pull that off. Yeah.
Nah.
I don't disagree with the got to be a Canadian act, but don't just throw a Canadian on stage because they're Canadian, right?
No, and they won't.
Yeah.
I really love the collab idea, collaborations.
Yeah.
And it's
even
good.
that one they did here in 13 was great. No,
that's when Josh Ross was just coming up.
No, that was 13. That was 22. Sorry, when they did it here. Yeah.
I was calling him Backwards Hat Guy, and that guy's put out some really good tunes.
He's done a nice job.
And then Tyler Hubbard's good, like him or not. So 936-6262. Oh, tons of messages here. Travis, first off, we covered off the high school football in the Friday Night Lights. We beat Winnipeg in the West Final, Calvin saying, and he says BTO.
Well, that is essentially the offshoot of Burton Cummings and the Guess Who.
Tony. Winnipeg doesn't... where'd that go? Winnipeg doesn't make the playoffs. That's what he's voting for? Okay. I like it. Greg says Winnipeg totally missed the playoffs. That's what they deserve. Also, halftime show. Terry Clark and Paul Brandt, who are touring together.
Not a bad selection. No.
Alberta bound. Change it up to Winnipeg bound.
Yeah. Both good Canadians. Yeah. Terry
Does
Clark
that move the needle?
Yeah. That'd be a good show.
Okay. Let's keep going here. Man, they're coming in so fast and furious here. Beat the Bombers in Winnipeg. And as the home team, we'd get the Bomber dressing room. I like Randy. That's what I'm saying. You celebrate and you make it so they can hear you, and then you invite them over and then just say, just jokes.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
You can't come in.
You just lost.
Yeah.
A green parade down Portage in Maine after the Ryder Grey Cup would be epic. Brennan's saying, yeah, maybe grab a rib from Silver Heights. I'm going there in 2 weeks. No, it's more than 2 weeks. Can't wait. Belly up to the bar. My son went online to get tickets for Rush and TO, and after an hour, he was down to 16,000 in the queue.
Ike.
Yeah, that'd be a popular ticket. They're playing I'd like to go to. I think they're playing Brazil. I'd like to go see them somewhere really cool and weird.
Yeah, that's where you go see them because you probably get a better deal on a ticket and more access to them.
Still a chance to get shot or something.
That could happen anywhere.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Chris is saying 3 days grace. That's like the second or third one for 3 days grace. Is that enough? Is 3 days grace enough? 3 days grace with the Watchmen, maybe.
Yeah, good combo.
All Canada. I don't know about the Bryan Adams thing. The more I think about it, Bryan Adams and Shania Twain. I don't know.
Shania Twain did a great job when she did in Edmonton a few years back when she came in the dog sled. That was really
cool. Go out with that one.
Yeah.
Don't pull a Belichick. We ready to go here? Let's get talking NASCAR. That time.
The Sports Cage NASCAR Report, where rubbin' is racing, is brought to you by Croft Electric. 27 years of trusted, reliable home, farm, and commercial service for all your electrical needs. Visit croftelectric.com and on all socials.
Hey, there are 2 playoff races left in the field of 8, and one driver has punched his ticket to the Final Four in Phoenix in 3 weeks. Denny Hamlin took the checkered flag in Vegas and now holds one of the final 4 spots for the championship race in the desert. Vegas proved a challenge for Cup hopeful Ryan Blaney. A blown tire put him into the wall, destroying his steering and taking him out of the Vegas race. Blaney now sits 31 points below the cut line. It's not been an awesome year for the Penske driver, but with this result, there's no way he can advance to the final without a win in one of the last 2 races. Penske teammate Joey Logano is 24 points behind the cut and will also need a win if he's going to advance. And if you watched the race, what was Austin Dillon doing? Looking like grandma trying to get off the ring road. Dillon slowed down in the middle of the track, close to the pit exit.
That's just not grandmas anymore. That is 80% of the people on ring road.
And was slammed into from behind by William Byron, who was wondering what the heck he was doing in the middle of the track. Byron now sits 15 points off the cut line after being crashed out of that race. But what a year it has been for Toyota's Joe Gibbs. Right now they hold 3 of the 4 spots for the final race, with the lowest margin being 15 points ahead of Byron. Kyle Larson is the only non-Gibbs car in the Final Four hunt. This weekend, the adventure continues. We go to Talladega. Talladega, baby. 33-degree banks, 200 miles an hour, and 4 wide. Picking a winner at this track is a gambler's nightmare.
Yes.
So I'm interested to see what we got on Sports Select.
Okay.
So many things can go wrong.
You want it?
I want it.
You can go to Sports Select, bet on this future right now. Ryan Blaney's a favorite, $9.50. 10's going to bring you back 95.
Yeah, that's not a bad call because he's got to win, and he has won there before.
Joey Logano is next, followed by William. Don't call me Bill Byron.
Yep.
Austin Cindric.
He should be further down the mix.
Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson. That's kind of the top guys.
Yeah.
So you think Blaney?
Blaney's a good call on this track because if he's going to win and advance in the playoffs, he's got to He's got to win one of the next 2 races, and he has raced well at Talladega. So, Fords have run well at Talladega. Don't ask me why, but they've run well at Talladega.
You talk to me like I know what the hell you're talking about. Sure. Still worried about people getting off the ring road.
Ooh.
Get out of the left. If you're on ring road listening right now and people are passing you on the right, figure it out.
Get out of that lane.
Figure it out.
Get off the track. Yeah.
When's that bridge going to be done, North Albert, by the way? Come on, Westridge.
We got another year. They're going to finish one side, then they're going to do the other side. We got another year after this bridge gets fixed.
I might buy an e-bike. I might take my kid's e-bike. Start going through ditches and stuff. Anyway, okay, good job. NASCAR report.
Thanks, Croft Electric.
For Croft Electric, 27 years, a reliable service in Regina. Permanent holiday lighting right now. While it's still nice out, call them up if you want to be like your fancy neighbors. It's very easy to do. They can come and do it. Croft Electric. Find them at croftelectric.com and on all the socials. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get through some of these text messages. People want to win chicken. That's all there is to it. They want to win
Is it
some
live chicken? Live chicken or fried chicken?
We still have later on some Pat tickets to give away, and at some point, Colson's going to give us the okay to play SaskTel Pick the Score. It's the Sports Cage. Farhan Lalji's coming up. We're streaming through our YouTube channel if you want to watch at sportscage.com. If nothing else, we're on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM.
620 CKRM is your home to country's greatest hits and the 90s at 9. 1 full hour featuring the biggest hits of the 90s. Garth, Reba, Alan, Shania, George, and so much more. No cassette tape or CDs required, and 90s mullets are optional. 90s at 9 for the town of Wolseley and the voice of Saskatchewan. 620 CKRM.
All the farmland and equipment you could need are available at auction this fall with Ritchie Brothers. A wide variety of farmland auctions across Western Canada will begin in earnest in October and run into December to get you ready for the next season. With new parcels of land and equipment continually added to their inventory, make sure to visit their website so you never miss an opportunity. Head over to rbauction.com to get started. Again, that's rbauction.com.
Experience a harvest so fundamentally different with performance and efficiency other combines just can't match. Experience a Gleaner S98 from Nick Service. There's no inefficient gearboxes or hydraulics robbing your combine of power, keeping your Gleaner a lean, mean harvesting machine. They save more and cost you less. To learn more about putting a Gleaner S98 on your farm, visit Nick Service, your AGCO dealer in Emerald Park. nickservice.com.
What's going on in the markets? When is the right time to invest? What should you do with your money today? When Doug had questions, he talked to Brian Golly.
What I like about Brian is he seems to be really into his job and does the research. I do what I do good, and he does what he does good, and that's why I hire him.
You don't have to plan your financial future alone.
I would definitely recommend Brian because he's done well for us.
Call Brian Golly of Smart Investing Solutions, 306-546-2533.
At the cabin or on the farm, Access Rural Internet gives you speed and service you can rely on. Right now, get Access Rural Internet for as low as $69.95 a month for 24 months, including free service calls by our local techs, a free Wi-Fi router, and a strong, reliable signal matched by our strong, reliable customer service. Great service is never far away with Access Rural Internet. Visit myaccess.ca to book your free site survey.
Football's in full swing, hockey's heating up, and the baseball playoffs are just around the corner. There's only one place you need to be, Pop Jack's Cathedral. Catch every game on the big screens with 30 beers on tap, Wing Wednesdays, and Pop Jack's famous pub-style beer-battered fish and chips. Or go big with a full rack of ribs. You've earned it. Live sports, cold beer, hot food on the corner of Albert and 13th. Pop Jack's Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality.
In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes.
Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
It's time to get the inside story. TSN's Farhan Lalji on Sportscage is brought to you by the Cooperators. Time to get financially fit? Cooperators can build a plan that works for you. Cooperators, investing in your future together.
There you go, heavy metal music, and there's the man, Farhan Lalji, joining us here today. I want to start with this, and then we'll get into CFL and whatever else. Applaud you for your Farhan cast. I texted you. I loved it because one of the things that I could never figure out is people pushing that you have to cheer for the Blue Jays because you're Canadian and it's Canada's team. And I'm like, I could give a rip. I got buddies. I'm actually kind of a Red Sox fan. I got buddies that are Red Sox, Yankees, Seattle, Chicago, huge Chicago Cubs fan in the hallway there. Good on you for posting that because I think it's as true as it gets.
Yeah, I've certainly felt it for a while, and then you get people that can't look past their Toronto dumb, where it's like, well, wait a minute, you're not cheering for the Mariners, you're just cheering for the Blue Jays or cheering against the Blue Jays. Well, it's not quite true because I've lived in this area for a long time, and my affinity for the Mariners goes back a long way. Now, the reality is I'm not a big baseball guy, right? So the best part about not being a big baseball guy in this particular situation is you can't hurt me because if all of a sudden the Blue Jays come back and win this series, I'm good, right? Like I'll just move on to the next phase of my life. I'm not going to do a lot of hand-wringing or lamenting, but I go back with the Mariners a long way. And I said on that clip that baseball is a sport that you follow. It's not necessarily a sport that you watch. So I've probably had, 2 innings of a Mariner game on 40 to 50 times this season. But I can tell you this, 162 nights this year, I have checked the box scores, I've checked the app, see how they did, see where they are in the standings, see who did what. So I do follow it, even though I don't necessarily watch it with a tremendous amount of passion. Even last night, right? Like my daughter had a physio appointment. Guess what I did? I went to take her to physio. I listened to the game on the radio, and when it got out of hand 6 innings in, I turned it off. Tonight, I'm going to coach my middle school football team. I'll watch the first hour of the game, and then I'll watch the rest of the, so it's just one of those things where I take it the way I want it.
I think it's because it's exactly me. That is exactly me right there. It's like, kudos.
Yeah. I could watch the Yankees play the Dodgers, too, and be just as invested. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But is Vancouver more invested in Seattle? Is there that kind of essence out there?
Well, look, there's a lot of Seahawk fans here, right? They've got almost 3,500 season ticket holders from the Lower Mainland. So there certainly is an affinity for Seattle. Now, I'd be lying if I said there are more Mariner fans in BC than there are Blue Jay fans. I wish there were. And certainly in the 90s, even when Sportsnet was showing Blue Jay games, there were more Mariner fans here at the time. And then that 95 team really did capture some people here right up until 2001. But then after that, both teams were really bad. And then the marketing that Rogers and the Jays did has certainly taken hold. So I would imagine it's probably 75% Blue Jay fans. The Blue Jay fans will tell you it's like 99-1, and it's not. But when you look at, but that's just so much arrogance there, right? But when you look at the Seahawks, it shows you that regionalism matters. And if you're same reason why the Bills matter in Toronto, right? And in Winnipeg, the Vikings matter. So all that stuff is important too.
I'm going to switch it up a little bit here. I want to go to the Canucks. Adam Foote, there's still a honeymoon phase, I would say, with his coaching there and what he's doing, or is that already wearing thin?
Well, look, I don't think people are going to get on Adam Foote at this point because I think people realize what this roster is all about. And, I think there's a window for this team to get into the playoffs, but generally that window relies on the back of Thatcher Demko and him being healthy and playing out of his mind. And, maybe they can chip in enough offense to get it done. So right now, if the team struggles, and look, they're only 1-2, it's just 3 games in, but at the same time, they've played 1 good period out of 9. And that 1 good period was the 3rd period against a team playing the second night of back-to-backs. So, there's context around that. So immediately people are going to look at Pettersson and the lineup before they all of a sudden potentially turn on Adam Foote. So I think Foote's probably got some honeymoon for this season, just because everyone understands there's other flaws here.
If Pettersson stays and doesn't progress, and by that doesn't take on the leadership role everybody thinks he should as the number 1 forward, do you see him being on the market? Do you see that Vancouver would make a move to move him on?
who'd want him?
Why?
Right? Like,
exactly. They're going to have to eat.
You know,
salary.
like when you say if he stays, I'm not sure what that means. They're contractually tied to him for the next 8 seasons, and he makes 1.6. So that's the challenge. Is that if this continues, what we've seen the first 3 games. Look, it is only 3 games, but that 3 games comes on the heels of a year and a half of just not good enough play for a player of his stature. So I just don't know that there's a market for the player. Like they're going to put themselves in a situation if they decide, at the end of a 60-point season to move on, they're going to have to retain a ton of salary and give a ton of assets just to get off the contract. So they've got to find a way to make this work, and hopefully there's a way to make it happen.
Okay, let's go to a little bit of CFL here, but I'm kind of bringing baseball back into this. How much is this Blue Jay thing hurting the CFL when it comes to TV and ratings?
Oh, huge. Thankfully, Friday night's game, now that there is a Friday night's game, is a 3:00 local game. The Lions don't play until 7, and that's the biggest game of the weekend because there's something at stake for both teams. So, yeah, look, when the Blue Jays are playing well and CFL games go head-to-head with the Blue Jays, it makes a difference to the ratings in the Eastern time zone. There's no doubt about it. And now, this isn't just a game in August, right? This is the American League Championship Series, so there's going to be huge numbers of fans watching the game, huge numbers of fans watching the post-game show. So anybody who tells you it doesn't have a negative impact on the CFL isn't paying attention. The whole rising tide lifts all boats when it comes to this, fantasy. So the sooner the Jays are done, the better off the CFL is.
So the game Friday night, Edmonton, BC, this is the game of the week, no doubt about it. Yeah. Edmonton's on a roll. BC wants to make sure they solidify the home field advantage. Tell me the storyline you see as playing out in this game.
Yeah, Nathan Rourke has owned the Elks in his 5 games against them going back to the 2021 season. Like, he kind of burst onto the scene. People remember the season opener when Mike Riley wasn't ready and Nathan had to play, but really it was the final game of that year. The Lions were out of it. They shut Mike Riley down and let Nathan play, and he went crazy. And then in those 5 games, the Lions are 5-0. His passer rating is 132, and they've scored 42.5 points per game. Now, this season was, not quite as dominant, but still dominant, the first 2 games. But that was before that Week 7 Edmonton bye. And the Elks have been so much better since then. They gave up 30-plus points. They gave up over 30 points in every game prior to that. They've only given up 30-plus one time now. So Nathan's playing well. BC's offense is playing well, 30-plus in 10 of their last 12. Can they do it against a much-improved Edmonton defense? Because Edmonton still believes they've got a chance here. Mark Killam has them dialed in. There's only 2 games left. You might as well play like you got a shot to get in. So there's a lot of stakes for both teams. And then I think the one other story that'll matter for BC is they get both offensive tackles back with Allen and Broxton. And I think both those guys are lights out good, and that's going to make things even better for Nathan Rourke. So I do think they can get to 30, but Edmonton's not going to make it easy.
Have you heard why, just because you're so in tune and you talk to a lot of people, why it's taken so long to announce the CFL, the halftime show for Super Bowl or Grey Cup?
It's a good question. It's funny because halftimes have never really been my thing till they get announced. But, I know in the Super Bowl, these things get announced really, really late, right? And, between music rights, contracts, how much of it airs on television, and so on. I know they're pretty close to announcing it, but I kind of felt that a few weeks ago as well from what I'd been told then. So I don't know. But, truthfully, Barney, does it matter, right? The game's going to be sold out, right? So I don't know that the halftime act necessarily I get the credibility part of it, I suppose, but I don't know.
I think the TV side is where it's kind of the big deal for the TV side. And I've been to only 2 or 3 Grey Cups. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's more when you're sitting at home. It's like, okay, let's watch Green Day or the Jonas Brothers. Big Jonas Brothers guy, so of course I was watching that. What are you surprised that Trevor Harris is even going to put on shoulder pads?
Well, cap-wise, a lot of times at this stage of the year, it doesn't make sense to all of a sudden put him on injured and then elevate a guy that you've now got to pay full salary to. So, I don't know that they're going to get past 2 quarterbacks here. So it's not a surprise, and the number of guys that are out. And Saskatchewan's in a good position because the players they're playing aren't chumps, right? Like they're guys that have played in CFL games this year. They're so deep at receiver that all of a sudden Sean Bain gets to play receiver and Joe Robustelli gets back in the lineup because Myers and Johnson don't play. So they've got a luxury of outstanding receivers and Canadian receivers, and even the secondary guys that are going to play. Tevon Campbell gets back in this week. These aren't a bunch of practice roster guys that are just getting a chance to play. They can still enter that game with that roster, still believing they can win. And so I think we'll see more regulars the following week against BC because they know they're going to have another week off the following week, right? Like I don't think all those same guys will get another week off next week, knowing you've got the bye in the first round.
Okay, let's end with a little NFL. I like to ask.
All right.
My Patriots, right? Like, let's go. They're back. They're back.
Oh, my God. It's like Jason from the dead. You just can't kill them forever.
I know.
Friday
so
the
true.
13th, here we go. You know what? We feel better about the Patriots now that Belichick's gone, right? Because Mike Vrabel can be a little more engaging. And look, Drake May, I wasn't a believer, right? I'm quick to point out the guys that was a big believer in going into the draft process. I wasn't a huge believer in Drake May, but he's proven me wrong so far, right? And the fact that he's proving me wrong at this stage, not in year one, matters. Because the guys that hit it out of the park year one tend to have a little bit of regression for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
I'm still a big Jaden Daniels guy, but there's a little bit of regression this season. The fact that May is just able to elevate, and look, they don't have a lot of weapons around him, right? When you look at that receiving core, like there's not much there. So the fact that he's able to put up the numbers he's doing and play the way he is, people in New England should be pretty excited because the pain that the rest of the country wants them to endure after all that success isn't going to go for a long time.
I agree with the pain we want them to endure. I agree.
We do.
Yeah.
We're back, baby. Like Frank Costanza style.
Oh, have I got to listen to this every day? Oh,
I know you're driving and you're a busy guy, Farhan. Until next week, thanks so much.
All right, guys, have a great weekend.
You too.
Right,
cheers.
There it is. Farhan Lalji joining us. Patriots are back. Okay, we're going to talk some SJHL hockey. We got to go to break. It is a sports cage. We're going to do that right now? Okay, let's just get Clutch Performer out of the way. Let's do it now.
The Sports Cage Clutch Performer for Nick's Service in Emerald Park. Your local Massey Ferguson Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fendt dealer. Call 781-1077.
I do have one. Well, it's easy to go with the Blue Jays last night and all the bats and the hitting. But who are you going with?
I'm going with the Weyburn Red Wings with 4 guys in the top 10. I like that Weyburn's found some offense. They got guys going. Schmidt, Burgess, Pierce, and Mulder in the top 10 in scoring. That's my clutch performer. Weyburn's top 10 group.
Mapes behind the bench.
Yep.
Coaching. Okay, that's a good one. I'm going to keep her local here. Congratulations.
Yes.
Soccer. High school soccer. First off, I went to a grade 7 and 8 elementary school volleyball game last night.
Okay.
Oh, the screaming and the yell. It was my daughter's playing girls. It was, the energy was awesome. I was like,
were you deaf when you
this is so good. The gym was packed. I'm like, oh, and you never know. It'd be fun to gamble on because they're hitting the roof. They're putting it out by the concession. It's just all over the place. It was fun.
Fun to gamble.
Okay, it's congratulations to the Luther Lions who defeated the Tom Trojans 2-1 in overtime to win the boys small school soccer city championship. If you're watching the stream, nice photo at Libel Field. There it is. Congratulations to the Luther Lions. And then on the ladies' side, the Riffle Royals, NOD, defeated Sheldon Williams 4-0 to win the soccer city championship. So good on them there. You got something, Colson?
Yeah, I got one. 1 second. I'm just grabbing my clips. So I actually realized we haven't given this guy a clutch performer yet, but Ontario Wilson had a pretty good catch on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I figured he'd deserve one. Better late than never. That's just nuts.
It's very Julian Edelman-like in the comeback against the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, is there anything you don't remember about these Patriots?
28-3.
So that was the one I had. And then the other one was this Bills Mafia fan who is done with the Toronto fans just believing that they're cursed and that by the Bills partnering with MLSE, it's dragging the Bills down, is the gist of this post you can see here. Somebody went to Toronto, taped a letter on a lamppost, and just said, yeah, we can't waste Josh Allen's year. Just stop rooting for us.
So if you're watching the stream, you see it, and if not, paint the picture. Yeah, and it's taped well.
It's
to that post.
It's going to take a little bit to get it off. Yeah.
Stop rooting for us.
Toronto is cursed. Buffalo believes it now.
Clutch Performer is for Nick Service in Emerald Park. Your local Massey Ferguson, Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fent dealer. Call 781-1077. Break time. When we come back, we're talking SJHL hockey. This is the home of sports, the home of the local sports in Saskatchewan. 620 CKRM.
The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every Rider game, home or away. You can also sign up for the 50-50 Club and never miss a draw, including the weekly loyalty and early bird prizes. All proceeds support amateur football in Saskatchewan, equipping the heartland, and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Affordability in Canada is getting worse. Canadians are now paying nearly half their paycheck towards taxes. That's more than on food, clothing, and shelter combined. It's unacceptable. Conservatives stand with hardworking Canadians and will take aim at the affordability crisis by bringing down taxes, cutting spending towards needless bureaucracy and consultants, and fight for fiscal discipline in this Liberal government. My name is Warren Stanley, your Conservative Member of Parliament for Regina Louvain, and I will always be on Saskatchewan's side.
Paid ad by Warren Stanley.
Hear that? What a tackle.
That big crunch wasn't from the tackle, Chris. That's the KFC $4.95 End Zone Big Crunch and $7.95 End Zone Big Crunch combos only on game days.
The End Zone Special available on Rough Rider game days at participating KFC Sask locations.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. Don't just hang a door, install a Steelcraft. Turn curb appeal into curb envy.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
Steel-craft.ca.
Time now for the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League reports with Benny Walchuk on the Sportscage. The SJHL report is brought to you by Chad Reach, Senior Wealth Advisor, GP Financial Services, and Aviso Wealth. If you need a second opinion on your retirement plan, Chad and his local team are available for a no-obligation meeting.
SJHL time, the only program that covers the SJHL in these parts anyway. This guy's all over the SJHL, Benny Walchuk. Benny, let's start, before we get to power rankings and all that, one thing you were mentioning to me, and then I've seen it as well, because I like to follow along, and Sharky and I have a bet on who's finishing first. There's parity in the league again this year. Like, this is exciting.
Yeah, we talked about it each and every year, but I think it's even more inevitable this year. Every night somebody else is winning, somebody else is losing, and it just, you look at the standings right now, you got like 2 or 3 or 4 points separating 1 from 6 in the standings. I know it's very early in the season, but it's great to see, and the attendance-wise, it's developing attendance-wise. I think just under 900 fans in attendance average across the league, which is incredible here to start the season.
You know, early in the year, we were talking about Flin Flon because they got out of the blocks really hot. But now they've fallen to second behind the Nipawin Hawks, who last year were at the bottom of the league. And obviously that investment in youth is paying off in Nipawin.
Yeah, exactly. Like, junior hockey teams go through it, bumps in the road, and you even talk to Tad Kozin and some guys in the Nipawin organization. It was a tough go there. Like, they're losing 9-0 on the road or 8-1 on the road, and it's 40 below, and you got to travel back to Nipawin. You're in Weyburn or Estevan. So it was a tough go, but those growing pains have developed, and I think they had 18 or 19 guys return. They have their starting netminder, Gage Roberts, who's outstanding. He's returned, and he's been sensational as well. So sometimes, like you said, short-term pain for long-term gain, and right now it's paying off for the Nipawin Hawks. They're in the top 5 in the CJHL rankings, so good recognition for them, a team that hasn't maybe been in a playoff spot or been competitive here for the last number of years are finally back on track, which is always good to see here. Just once again, teams taking that next step.
And it doesn't matter if you're losing, because on days off, you always got ice fishing at Tobin.
That's right.
Up
There's
there,
nothing bad happens there.
I'm not even an ice fishing guy, but I know people love ice fishing up there, fishing in general. Let's shout out some players here. I mentioned it, I think, on Tuesday's Cage as well as my clutch performer. Travis's nephew, Charlie Tritt, kicking in Humboldt. Let's throw out some names here. Who's having a week?
Yeah, Charlie Tritt's had 3 shutouts. He came from the BCHL, and he's been great for Braden Kalmosko's bunch. And Braden's one of those coaches that if you can stop the puck that first shot, you're going to be very good because they're very good defensively. You got Jacob Stritzy from Humboldt. He's got 13 goals already on the season. Was one of my probably favorites to win the SJHL top scorer at the start of the year. Then in our backyard here, Boston Harkness. Boston's a 4-year player. Came out of the Estevan Bears program, and he's just developed each and every year. And seems like every time the Millionaires score or score on the power play, Boston's getting assists. And he's the second in scoring right now in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. And you look at back last time that even a person was close to being top scorer is Brady Wacker back in the late 2000s from the Humboldt Broncos. I think he had 85 points one year. I'm not sure if Boston will get there, but Boston's a terrific kid. Not the very vocal guy. He's a captain of the Millionaires, not vocal, pretty quiet leader, but boy, has he developed in the 4 years. When I first saw him, I'm like, oh boy, this guy's got to go back to U18. And now 4 years later, we're talking about probably maybe the top defenseman in the SJHL. So it's a great family. I know his sister plays the U of R Cougars volleyball team, and so they're a good athletic family there from the pride of Emerald Park there. So good to see Boston going as well here early this season.
How about the Weyburn Red Wings? They got 4 guys in the top 10 in scoring. They're out in front in their division. Nice to see Weyburn get back up where I think they should be, up on top of the South Division.
Yeah, exactly. Had a great stretch last year making it to the SJHL final. You didn't know what to expect. Angelo Zolder, starting netminder, left for the BCHL, and Ty Antanovic, their netminder right now, and Preston Patino is from Yorkton, kind of getting a chance, and they've been very, very good, and they've been a big part why the Red Wings have had success. But you have guys like Rowan Burgess, who played AAA with Estevan last year. He's been very good. You have some guys like Drew Moldy, who not only I think 10 or 11 points last year, I think he has almost that many goals already this year as well. So some guys are getting that next step and kind of getting more ice time, which just happens at junior hockey, and those guys are jumping with it. They haven't won on these long road trips. I know Flin Flon's I think they're on their second 4-game road trip in the last couple of weeks here. They're in Yorkton, and they're Humboldt, and now they're in Weyburn Estevan. And then I don't think Weyburn's went on that road trip here in the cold weather, so we'll see what that happens. They played a lot of home games, but it's good to see once again the Weyburn Red Wings in that very tight Bungie division do battle.
All right, power rankings are going to be up at sportscage.com like they always are. We said Nipawin's 1, Weyburn 2, Humboldt 3, Flin Flon, and then it goes down. Anybody surprising you, Benny, maybe that's at the bottom or near the top?
You know what? I think the battle for North Stars, I thought they might be a little bit higher. I know they've had some changes with the coaching staff there. I thought they might be towards that 5-6 range right now. And also you could talk about Melfort. Melfort, the defending SJHL champions. They did lose a lot of guys, but they do return a lot of guys on the back end and their netminder, and they're kind of a little bit of a stutter to start their season, which is maybe expected here with so much turnover they had. So I think that Melfort team with Trevor Blevins is going to take that next step, and I think they're going to add here even more. So maybe those two teams, Melfort and Battleford, maybe a little bit lower than I thought.
Okay, and then we've been asking a question all day. I want to get your take on it. Better for the Riders to play Winnipeg in the Grey Cup if they go through the East, or would we rather dust them in the West Final?
Oh, that's tough. It'd be nice to win it on home turf, in their home turf in the Grey Cup, but I'm going to say dust them in the West Final. I think it'll be great to see on home turf, be able to celebrate on home turf, but that's a tough question. I think you can't go wrong with any of those answers.
Okay, well, we'll enter you to win the chicken anyway, Benny, because you go through a lot of towns with KFCs, so you're dialed. All right, man, travel safe, have fun at football and through the hockey and all that. We'll catch up next week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Right on. There's the voice of the SJHL, our Benny Walchuk, joining us. The SJHL report is for Chad Reach, Senior Wealth Advisor, GP Financial Services, and Aviso Wealth. If you have a job change or a life change, they will work with you. They're helping business owners, farmers with a plan. gpfinancial.ca. Time for a break. We are the home of local sports. We're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com, and we're on this big stick, 620 CKRM.
Stay in the know about what's happening in Regina. Get the latest news and events delivered right to your inbox with the Regina Today newsletter. Whether you're looking for local happenings, must-visit spots, or the latest in local news, we've got you covered. Sign up today and get Regina's best stories all in one place. Text NEWS to 306-936-6262, and we'll send the link right to your phone. It's free, it's easy, and it's all about Regina. Sign up for the Regina Today newsletter from sasktoday.ca.
At the cabin or on the farm, Access Rural Internet gives you speed and service you can rely on. Right now, get Access Rural Internet for as low as $69.95 a month for 24 months, including free service calls by our local techs, a free Wi-Fi router, and a strong, reliable signal matched by our strong, reliable customer service. Great service is never far away with Access Rural Internet. Visit myaccess.ca to book your free site survey.
Get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
Ugh, what do I want for supper? There's a bag of baby carrots, a slice of cheese that looks haunted.
Step away from the sad cheese, Dave.
What, the fridge? Since when do you talk?
Since you've been standing here for 10 minutes whispering pizza or cereal like it's a hostage negotiation. I'll make this simple. Order Western Pizza. You are welcome.
Get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality.
In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes.
Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
No, not again. Not in my power bill. It's huge.
Dan used to scream every month when he got his power bill. Then he got a Keln Solar residential solar system. Now, he powers his home and earns credits from SaskPower by sending energy back to the grid.
I barely notice it now. It's so small, like a polite little bill.
Get a quote on a Keln Solar residential solar system at kelnsolar.com. You're not going to believe how much money we saved today. Dutch Ag's got a price freeze on till the end of October. 2024-2025 pricing locked in. And get this, freight is free.
Uh-huh. How much did we have to spend to save all this money?
It's not about that. It's about the savings.
Dutch Ag's preseason program is on. Buy now to save big and get free freight. Visit DutchOpeners.com. Dutch Agriculture, on farm for you.
October is Customer Appreciation Month at Extreme Hockey and Umbrella Marketing. It's pretty easy. Just submit your receipt for your corporate or team apparel order, and you could be one of the lucky winners at month end to receive up to $1,000 back towards your purchase. Locally owned, community-oriented, and customer-focused. And of course, don't forget about their price match guarantee. Extreme Hockey and Sport, Umbrella Marketing, 1425 McIntyre Street, and conveniently located in the Cooperator Center.
Country Corner, brought to you by Municipal Hail Insurance. Proudly serving farmers. MunicipalHail.ca.
The Carmichael Comedy Night returns Thursday, November 6th at the Casino Regina Show Lounge. Enjoy top-notch comedy while supporting Carmichael Outreach in their mission to fight poverty and homelessness. Details at carmichaeloutreach.ca. Brad Paisley makes a stop in Saskatchewan with his Truck Still Works World Tour, Saturday, November 15th at SaskTel Center in Saskatoon. Grab your tickets at ticketmaster.ca. And 620 CKRM is proud to support Agriculture in the Classrooms, Acres for Education. Money raised through the campaign helps students and teachers experience agriculture firsthand through field trips to farms and ag events. Every dollar donated this year will be matched by JGL up to $25,000. Visit aitc.sk.ca.
For more information, visit 620ckrm.com. It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sport, Regina's locally owned one-stop hockey shop. Now with a price match guarantee. 1425 McIntyre Street.
Oh, Blue Jay fans. You can watch or follow the game tonight. Blue Jays Seattle, 6:30. Seattle still leading that series 2-1. Sharky, who'd you like?
I got the over.
Yeah, you took the over.
I took the over.
That's right. Hockey tonight. local female U18 AAA. Weyburn's in town to take on the Regina Rebels. 8 p.m. puck drop at C6, the Cooperators. National Hockey League, Toronto's hosting the Rangers. Montreal welcomes Nashville. Ottawa taking on Seattle. Winnipeg's in Philly. Edmonton's on the island. And Winnipeg and Vancouver is in Dallas. National Football League, Week 7, starts tonight. Battle of the old guys, the old fellas. Brought to you by Azorbine Jr. Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers against Joe Flacco.
Probably.
And Cincinnati.
Yeah.
No, I know.
They've said Flacco starting?
It just seems odd,
Yeah.
is the thing. Sports Ticker, an hour two is for the price match guarantee at Extreme Hockey and Sport. And this month, you can win $1,000 back on your purchase from Extreme or Umbrella Marketing, their marketing firm, where they do tons of great work.
They do.
Yetis. Didn't you get something done there recently?
What did I do?
Jacket?
Yetis? Jackets? Something.
Yeah. Umbrella Marketing and Extreme Hockey and Sport bringing it to you. Okay, we got some time to kill. Go to the Prairie Land Rentals text line. Ron, with his address, didn't really like what we were saying about the Jays deserve our support.
Well,
the Jays have done nothing for me. I have no ties to the Jays. When the Jays maybe start...
The point being, it's not automatic.
No.
Right?
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Cheer for who you want to cheer for. Ken, super funny. Ken goes, the Great Cup. We talked about the Great Cup logo in Winnipeg and how it's a little bit false advertising.
Misleading.
Winnipeg doesn't look like that. There's no mountains, for starters. If you're watching the stream, there it is. And then all the pine trees. I get that there's probably pine trees around Winnipeg, but they make it look like it's being played in Flin Flon or Creighton or the Paw. It's not the case. They should... Yeah, I don't know.
They're using Riding Mountain.
So Ken says the Grey Cup logo could be accurate. It's their dump greenscape and after... What's that? Greenscape, yeah. And after Xmas, Christmas. Just joking, LOL. Their dump. I've never been to the Winnipeg dump. Roscoe is saying, how about Bad Bunny for the halftime show, which should be announced here in the next 9 minutes. Randy in YQR... Our Lady Peace, the Arkells, didn't they play?
Arkells played in like 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes
not even that. Since that.
Canadian rock band Shania, Adams, April Wine, Chilliwack are worn out. Streetheart might be a good option.
It won't be Trooper.
Given that they began in Regina, moved to Winnipeg. Streetheart ain't going to move doesn't have the Schutzpah. All right.
Hey, by the way, Aaron Rodgers is 3-0 against Joe Flacco lifetime.
Let's talk Riders. Yep. Braden Knoll getting his first start at center in Winnipeg. Dave Thomas caught up with Mr. Knoll.
Joined by offensive lineman Braden Knoll getting his first CFL start this week here in Winnipeg. Braden, right off the top, what does this opportunity mean?
Yeah, it's awesome. I've been working towards this goal for a long time, and it's really special to get to do this, especially, rivalry game, hostile environments. It's awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So getting this opportunity, of course, in the wake of clinching first place in the division last week, what were the emotions of clinching that first and top spot?
Yeah, it's a step along the way that we want to accomplish, but the main goal is still the main goal, and we still got to put in that work and get to where we really want to be. But we're definitely happy about it, but it's on to the next week.
You've been taking reps for Logan Ferland at center all week long. How much have you played center in your career?
Yeah, since I've been in the CFL, I've been getting quite a bit of center work on the scout team and whatnot, and some preseason games. But I've been moving along the line, guard, a little bit of tackle if needed, but mostly center guard.
Now, predominantly this season, Braden, you've been the sixth offensive lineman. How detailed do you have to be in your preparation as a guy that could go in any spot, not to mention what you do come in those special formations for the run game?
Yeah, definitely takes a lot. It's a lot of work, but it all kind of ties together. It's 5 is 1 when we're out there. So when you learn in one position, you kind of end up having to know what all the other positions need to do already. So it is meticulous, but it's not as bad as maybe you'd think.
So when you do come in, how much fun is it coming in to block for AJ Ouellette or maybe even on the short yardage team?
Oh yeah, it's great. Him and Tommy, getting to go out there, it's a lot of fun.
Now, taking reps at center, obviously you have to snap the ball. There's a change this week. Trevor Harris has been at quarterback predominantly. Jake Mayer, of course, will get the start here. Do you change anything with the quarterback in behind you?
No, I just try and get it back dead center and, get any feedback. But it's pretty standard. They're all pretty good about it.
The other responsibility, in addition to snapping the call, is making the calls for your fellow offensive linemen along the line. Does that mean you have to prepare more, see more film? Do you have to do anything different, I suppose, to make those calls on the offensive line?
Yeah, it's not too different. Always trying to prepare that if I do have to step up, be ready to. But I hate to say I'll be working harder or anything like that, but it's definitely, there's a little more pressure to it, I guess, being, having to know it all for sure.
Okay, let's give away some Regina Pat tickets right now, 936-6262. It's for the game Saturday night, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. puck drop. Brandon's in town to take on the Pats, 936-6262, Prairieland Rentals text line, or you can call. We're only going to do it here while we talk to Dante. Colson's going to take the texts and the calls. Okay, Dante, first let's talk about the news today where the Pats make a trade and Kelton Pine is on his way west.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a guy that ranks, I think, 17th all-time in appearances by a Regina Pats goaltender and a team that's been around for 105 years. So it wasn't an easy meeting to have with Kelton Pine from what I understand from talking to Dale Durkach this morning at practice. But it was a move that had to be done. I mean, this frees up a 20-year-old spot for the team to potentially go out and grab an overage player that can provide, maybe some offense, maybe they go for a forward, or maybe they, go out and acquire a defenseman. But, I think, people are a little sad to see Kelton go, but this is a great opportunity for Taylor Tabashnik to get, some minutes and some opportunity between the pipes. And Marek Schlenker has done a really good job as the number one. So great opportunity for Marek. He's a 19-year-old. It's, he's old enough to be a starting goaltender, and Tabashnik needs an opportunity because, come next season, Schlenker's 20 and Tabashnik will be 19. So those players need to continue to improve this year when Maddox and Liam turn 16 next year. Yeah,
it's something. The subsequent is, solid goaltending, like you said, from Schlenker, and then Tabashnik, is going to get some more minutes. So makes sense. Like you said, a lot of people are sad to see him go. Okay, what's the other? I need to ask you, is the name correct? Is it Ruslan Karamov that the Pats pick up and import waivers from the OHL? I can't remember the last time I saw an import waiver move in the Western League.
It doesn't happen too often, but I can actually look back to an important move that Pete Anholt made with the Lethbridge Hurricanes a couple of years ago, and he picked up Leo Brayar on waivers from the QMJHL, and I kind of think it was Charlottetown. I would have to go back and look. And he was kind of like a nothing player in the QMJHL, and then he turned out to be like a top 6 player, top 9 player for Lethbridge last season, and now he's playing pro hockey in Switzerland, and he even played on the World Junior team for Switzerland. So you never know. This could be one of those situations where Karamov comes in and he's able to provide a little bit of offense. From what I've seen at practice and from what I've heard from the coaching staff, Barney, is that he can play net front. He's actually mean. He's got some size. He's over 200 pounds and like 6'1". So he should help the Pats power play. And, hey, he had 15 goals last year with the Sarnia Sting of the Ontario Hockey League. I read online that he only had like third-line minutes and scored 15 goals. So if he's able to play, more minutes with the Pats and get more opportunity, then we should see maybe a 20-goal scorer this season.
Okay, you guys are on the road up to Paradise, and then you're home on Saturday to Brandon, another team that's looking for points in the standings. We'll be able to see the new player in the lineup, Karamov. Saturday game, get out to the Brandt Center. Brandon's in town. Points are at the premium there.
Yeah, Brandon, I mean, they've struggled to start the season, but I think it's going to be a really special night at the Brandt Center. We do have our cancer awareness game, which is presented by 22 Fresh, our good friend at Kip Simon. Of course, you know him very well, Barney.
Never heard of him.
Kip designed the Cancer Awareness Night jerseys. They'll be up for auction, and fans who win the bids will have the opportunity to get those jerseys off the players' backs and signed after the game. So really exciting stuff. It goes to a great cause. The Pats have raised over $140,000 to the Cancer Foundation of Saskatchewan through this initiative, which is the 17th annual Cancer Awareness Game. And I know it's a really special night for Kip, but also for the team. Of course, last season, Zach Lancer lost his mom to cancer, actually, while we were on the road. And that really touched all of us within the organization. I remember being there and seeing Zach go through that, it was it's very hard, and it still is very hard for him to this day. So I know that this is a game that him and our team have marked on our calendars, and hopefully the group can rally around Zach. I know it's going to be an emotional night, but one that he's going to dedicate to his mom, and I'm hopefully he's able to keep his emotions in check. He's a brilliant young man, and no 17-year-old should ever have to go through something like that. So our thoughts are still with him and his family, and everybody's been touched by cancer, including myself. So not only is it just a game on the ice, the Pats obviously looking for a win, but a really special night for Zach Lansard.
Yeah, no, that's well said. All right, Dante, thanks for doing this. Let's see how the weekend shapes up. Let's get some points out there.
All right, sounds good, Barney. Thank you.
Note the game time on Saturday under the orange top. It is 6 p.m. for the cancer awareness game. Brandon's in town. It is a sports cage. We're giving away tickets to that game right now, 936-6262. Call or text. You only have like 5 minutes. And then we're giving them away if you want to go to the game Saturday. We are in the home of the Pats, 620 CKRM.
Proudly broadcasting from Treaty 4 territory, the homeland of the Dakota, Nakota, Lakota, Saulteaux, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. We are 620 CKRM Regina, a Harvard media station.
It's 5 o'clock. Good evening. I'm Corey Atkinson from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with your 620 CKRM News for Echo Sound and Fort Qu'Appelle. Stay connected with a new cell phone from Echo Sound. Call 306-332-6711. For grain farmers, harvest is essentially done at 98%. For livestock producers, they feel they have a pretty good supply of feed heading into the winter. Crops Extension Specialist Tice Massage has the numbers.
Hay is 9% surplus, 82% adequate, and 9% short. Green feed is 6% surplus, 89% adequate, and 5% short. Silage is 6% surplus, 92% adequate, and 2% short. Straw is 14% surplus, 78% adequate, and 8% short. And then feed grain is 11% surplus, 85% adequate, and 4% short.
The final crop report of the year will be released on October 30th. Regina police arrested a 37-year-old man after an early morning robbery at a business on Victoria Avenue East today. Officers say a man with a knife demanded property from an employee before being found nearby. A search uncovered a large silver knife. Police say the suspect was under probation that banned him from carrying knives. He faces robbery and probation-related charges and made his first court appearance this afternoon. As part of October's Traffic Safety Spotlight, SGI is encouraging drivers to get ready for winter roads before the first snowfall. JP Cullen, the Chief Operating Officer of the Auto Fund, says preparation is key to staying safe. SGI suggests using winter or all-weather tires, packing an emergency kit, and keeping your vehicle tuned up. Drivers should clear snow off of their vehicles, avoid cruise control, and adjust their speed when road conditions are poor. The Saskatchewan Health Authority is introducing a nurse triage system in Regina and Saskatoon in a bid to reduce pressure on emergency departments. It says 911 callers with non-urgent symptoms will be transferred to specially trained nurses who will then determine if people should go to an emergency department or an alternate care setting. The Health Authority says the triage system is expected to prioritize EMS response for patients requiring urgent intervention. The system is set to be introduced this month. Sorting and hauling cattle has started in the Radville area. The Laurier Grazing Corp has a pasture outside the town, and yesterday was the start of producers getting their cattle for the fall run. Manager Kevin G. says it's a busy time.
Well, there's 270 pair going through the chutes, and we will sort them for 4 different ways of owners, and then put them on the trucks, and by 2 o'clock, all the cows will be gone, headed home for the winter.
This year, there were 4,300 head of cattle on the pasture. And 2 bright green comets are streaming through the skies and will soon be visible to skygazers in the northern hemisphere. Both hail from the outer edges of our solar system, possibly what's known as the Oort cloud, well beyond Pluto. One of the cosmic snowballs should have its flyby with Earth on Monday, but it's headed away from the sun and will likely grow dimmer as the day passes. Comet Lemon will have its closest brush with Earth on or around Tuesday. That was your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Weather is next.
This fall, there's something strange in your kid's backpack.
No signals.
Back in my day, we busted ghosts. Now we bust bad cell plans. That's why I go to Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer. They've got the latest phones, data plans, internet, and Max TV stream, and way less slime. Your phone just tried to FaceTime a ghost? Who are you going to call? Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Qu'Appelle. EchoSound.ca.
Brought to you by Line X Regina, Serious Protection Killer Lux, 1865 McCarra Street. Matt's Furniture. Visit mattsfurniture.ca.
A few showers will pass through during the night. Mostly light showers, drizzle, sprinkles, and then the showers end by morning. Cloud cover and some drizzle may linger very briefly into the morning hours, but overall it's a clearing sky. By afternoon, mostly sunny, likely through the morning turning mostly sunny. Overnight down to around 3 degrees. The wind will pick up through the afternoon on Friday. Under that sunshine, 12 degrees with winds gusting over 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. Clear sky, still a moderate breeze, holding just above the freezing mark, though, for the low Friday night around 1. And on Saturday, a mostly sunny sky. The wind is up a bit, not as strong as Friday, less gusty, but sustained winds 20 to 35, the high near 10. Warming up to around 14 on Sunday. It'll be a mostly sunny day, and then cloud cover begins to roll back in. If not by Monday morning, through Monday morning, showers develop through the day, high 7. With your 620 CKRM weather forecast, I'm precision weather meteorologist Phil Spivak.
He's at it again. Matt's sharpening his pencil to save you money at Matt's Furniture. Now till November 5th, save big on the quality and power you know and love from Maytag and Whirlpool. Get a Maytag 5.5 cubic foot Pet Pro top load washer with 7 cubic foot top load dryer for just $16.99. Or get the Whirlpool 5.5 cubic foot IEC top load washer with removable agitator and 7 cubic foot dryer for just $14.99. Matt's Furniture at Fort Qu'Appelle, Kamsack, Melville, and Foam Lake, or online at mattsfurniture.ca.
For 40 years, the team from Line X Regina has been protecting vehicles across Saskatchewan, and we're changing with the times. 3 generations of our family have protected your vehicles. Our business has evolved, and we're not stopping now. The next generation is here. Same family, same commitment, ready for the next generation of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards in all kinds of colors. Line X Regina, 1865 McCarra Street, the next generation of protective coatings.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Oh, it's been a fun show on this Thursday for Access Communications. Rider game tomorrow, so we're not here. Sharky is in the seat, though. Sharky is brought to you by Flooring Superstore. End Zone Big Crunch tomorrow, and Big Crunch Combo. The Big Crunch is only $4.95. The Big Crunch Combo is $7.95 at all participating KFC locations because it is a Rider game day. Also, we are playing SaskTel Pick the Score for the next hour. Coulson's on it. If you want to win tickets to next Saturday's home game against BC, you got to let us know what you think the score is. Riders-Bombers. Interesting matchup. There's some backups in, but as Farhan said, they're not schlubs.
No. Not on our side, anyway.
Kickoff.
Maybe Winnipeg's are, but
6 p.m. kickoff tomorrow. Yeah. Let us know the score, 936-6262. Thanks to SaskTel, you also got a chance to win a $200 SaskTel gift card with that. We gave away the Pats tickets, so that winning's done. And we're still giving away a free 6-piece bucket combo from KFC, which includes 2 large sides. You can get gravy times 2 if you want. That's going for text of the day, because we've had a lot. Because we've been asking people, has it come down yet?
Yeah, it has.
Okay. First off, Ace Frehley from KISS passed away, 74, just came down.
All right.
Unfortunate. I thought he was older, 74 years old. Unfortunate. We were asking people who they would like to see for the Grey Cup halftime show. Were any of our guesses right?
Not a one. I don't even know who this dude is.
Bad Bunny.
It's not Bad Bunny. It's some guy named MGK.
Coulson? You're a younger kid. You don't.
I don't know who this dude is.
It's not Nickelback, and it's not the Watchmen.
MGK.
I believe that's Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, Machine Gun Kelly?
Is that who that is? I didn't know.
Yeah. Who actually, one of the few people who has the same name as me, because his proper name is Colson Baker. And then professionally, MGK or Machine Gun Kelly, if that's the right person.
Well, this guy looks like that sort of dude, but yeah.
Blonde, scraggy hair.
Yeah. Lots of tattoos.
Looks like he skateboards.
Yeah. Looks like he skateboards.
I know who he is.
Yeah. It's kind of a punk looking guy.
More skateboard guy.
Yeah. All right, there you go. MGK halftime show.
He is popular. Didn't he date somebody famous too?
Megan Fox.
Glen Suitor. Go Megan Fox.
Yeah. I know if Megan Fox is involved. That I'm on. That I'm aware of.
You hoping she just walks across the stage?
Yeah.
He's married to somebody else now.
Yes,
she is or he is?
He is.
Who?
I had that open. Hold on.
Jeez, I don't know about that one.
It's not for me.
Actually, he.
What about that one? Machine Gun
Man,
Kelly.
I'm all over the place. With
That's okay.
I'm going to have to look him up.
We're also asking people to win the
Disappointed
KFC.
it's not Burton Cummings.
I thought Burton wasn't long shot, and then he probably wasn't even in play.
No.
So we're asking people for text of the day. What would you rather? The Riders beat the Bombers at the Grey Cup in their own barn, or would you rather the Bombers not even make the postseason, or would you rather us dust them off at the West Final at Mosaic? Right now, for sure, the lead would be not even make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer, and I would love to beat them in their barn.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Laugh
But I don't want to take the chance of them being there. I don't want them in the hometown crowd. No, I want them out. They got to go out at some point. Yeah, I don't want them in there.
You just don't want them in the playoffs? You want to beat them here in the West Final?
I like that. I don't mind that.
See, why not beat them there? Like, just, you can laugh at them.
What'd be good, too, is if they get in the East and then they make it to the East Final, and then it's like a last-minute field goal, and you're like, you were so close to making it back home. You were so close.
Somebody texted in hour one about they want to see Zach lose another one to tie Ronnie's record of losing. But yeah, if you want your say, Prairie Land Rentals text line 936-6262 Prairie Land Rentals, where they now are starting to have the Husqvarna snow throwers arriving. Anything you need rental.
Snow blowers or snow throwers?
It's called snow throwers with Husqvarna.
Really?
Yes.
What, do they make it into a ball and throw it?
I do not know. Okay. That's just what they go with. And then anything you need to rent, you get to deal with the owner. Okay, Western Pizza tonight, because you got Thursday night football. This is where I make you hungry on Thursdays. You have baseball to watch, and then there's a sprinkling. There's lots of hockey going on.
There's hockey everywhere.
So a nice, juicy Western pizza pie.
See,
maybe get a side of salad or souvlaki, some ribs. Throw in a French onion soup, although you got to eat that in person. That's a hard delivery item or pickup. Western Pizza.
That's a sloppy delivery bag.
Western Pizza, the goodness you just can't make at home. Let's go out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. It's time to talk to Glen.
Time now for press coverage with CFL and Saskatchewan Roughrider legend Glen Suitor on the Sportscage. Brought to you by Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. 781-2090.
Glen, name me one Machine Gun Kelly song.
So I just saw the announcement too, gentlemen, and I can't name you one just to answer that question. But I really quickly, while you guys were talking there in the intro, I text my son, and he's in the industry. This is a guy that I always, as soon as I hear a name that I don't know, I go, hey, is this guy big? Is this and he said huge with the kids, especially in the States. So younger audience, I guess, is the goal. Now, have you guys heard the band Our Lady Peace?
Sure have.
Yes.
Well, come on.
Hey. Our Lady Peace is opening the festival, apparently.
Can you
Canadian alt rockers Our Lady Peace will open the festivities at the Grey Cup kickoff show.
So is that before the game?
Yes, that would be my guess.
Yeah.
Oh, why wouldn't they get the Watchmen for that? Our Lady Peace is all right. Superman's dead. One Man Army. Is anybody home? Lots of nice tunes.
I got to look up this Machine Gun Kelly guy. I don't know
We
a clue
did.
who he is.
He looks like a young Tony Hawk. Skateboard guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently big with the kids, big in the States, huge in the States was the wording. So, I don't know. Maybe not our demographic. I would rather have seen Brad Paisley for me, but or Garth Brooks. Or
God, come on now. We're not getting Garth Brooks at the CFL halftime show, Glenn.
Why not? Why not us? Let's ask. Let's see
Because
what
of
he's
the
doing.
money, for starters. because Garth probably doesn't want to bolt up and play 8 minutes in Winnipeg in November. Although for money, he probably would do anything. You thought of you had a good one, kind of, because the Winnipeg tie.
The Burton Cummins thing. Guess who? Yeah.
Bachman.
With a little BTO in there. Yeah.
Overdrive.
That would have been good. Suits, that would have been good.
BTO would be fantastic. That would be. I mean, taking care of business. Yeah. How is that not the best halftime football song in the planet? Taking care of business.
Simple to me. I don't know why we're not running this league, Suits. Let's make a couple changes.
Text messages coming in like crazy on the MGK announcement, and people are not happy. Although I would suspect the demographic that he would appease to is not so much the Sportscage listener, which means not so much the CFL listener, which in turn leads to what the heck are you thinking? Well, they're trying to let's get a new younger audience
that's
to
what they're doing. They're trying to get people to watch that maybe wouldn't watch.
Does that really work though? Let's be honest. Hey kids, stop what you're doing. Like my son, there's no way he's stopping whatever he's doing in the basement that time. Video games or whatever, and coming up to be like, oh, did I miss it? Did I miss the halftime show? It's just not how it works.
Well, here's one. I remember getting the report after Shania Twain, and not the second one in Ottawa, which was unbelievable. Her coming out in the dog sled, and it's snowing in Ottawa at the Grey Cup, and was an awesome game.
It was good.
It was good.
That was like you couldn't be more Canadiana than that year, and her and singing. It just was fantastic. But the first one, when she was in Edmonton years ago, the spike in the viewership at halftime is remarkable. Like we're talking a couple of extra million people that tune in at halftime just to see the halftime show, usually hang out for part of the third quarter, and then they're not necessarily football fans, but they want to see the halftime show. And I don't know if Machine Gun Kelly will do the same kind of thing that Shania Twain did, but that was a long time ago. But I do know there's a spike at halftime, and that's the same in the Super Bowl too.
Yes, regardless who it is. Yeah,
I am very curious.
Yeah,
very curious to watch that. And the other thing, the spike and I know you work at TSN and all that, is like TV ratings, not even close to what they used to be, because the amount of people that have cut the cord, stats are online, I think it's like 40%.
Yep.
And as they go younger and younger and younger and younger, now that doesn't mean they're not watching. There's just IPTV things to watch.
Yeah, they're watching
you can watch anything
methods.
on. Obviously, it's streaming. So I'll be curious. Like in theory, this works. And let's look at the data. Yeah, okay, let's look at it and then see if common sense could have prevailed. And you could have brought in a Brad Paisley, maybe?
Yeah, he's on tour. That's why I thought of him, because he's doing a kind of, what is it called, the guitar tour or something, like the I think he's going to be in Regina, isn't he?
I haven't heard that.
Saskatoon. I don't think he's playing here.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've seen him. I like Brad Paisley. There's people that really like him, and then some people are like, which is surprising. The last time I saw Brad Paisley, this is interesting, was in Moose Jaw.
The last night before the pandemic.
When everything started to shut down. And we thought we were sitting in a great place for a concert, by the way, Temple Gardens.
Yep.
And we're sitting there with the kids. And you start seeing all these on Twitter, the feeds done. Don't go to where you can't do this. You are basically living in your house or whatever it was. It's just so disturbing to think about it again. And then it was Brad, and then I'm like, he ain't coming on. Like, he is not coming, and he all of a sudden, boom, and he comes on, and he sings his first song, and then he comes in, he goes, well, looks like we just got this in under the wire.
Yeah. We won't be getting together for a while. I remember him saying that.
Yeah, you were there?
I was there.
Yes.
We won't be getting together for a while. And that was the last thing before COVID hit. Yeah.
Well, buddy, we share that moment.
I've had many a conversation with my kid about Paisley, and he thinks his guitar is amazing. Like, very sophisticated guitar player. Very hard to play some of his cover songs and cover them, like, down at the Roxy or wherever you're playing because of the guitar expertise. Kind of like him and Keith Urban are the top. Top 2 guitar players, in their genre for sure, but they go beyond that. So I'm a country guy, so I think, and I feel always like country music matches football so well. I don't know why. It just feels like the synergy is there. That's just me creating my own.
You know what goes good with country music? Whiskey. And it sounds like you've been drinking some. Today, Glenn.
Yeah, so does beer. Every country song has either beer or a girl in it. I mean, or both.
Dog or a truck. It's all good. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you're calling this game this weekend, but this Edmonton BC matchup, if you're a football fan, watch it.
Yeah, I am. That's the game. That's my first game, and then I'll be in Calgary for Calgary-Toronto. And I'm still trying to figure out the whole tiebreaker system here. And I don't remember a year ever that there's 3 teams, 2 spots, and 2 weeks to go, and that's what we're looking at. There's a lot of different tiebreaker possibilities, but I do know that if Calgary wins, they're in, and Winnipeg, and then I guess it would be
Edmonton.
I guess the Edmonton that are going to be battling on the crossover. And I heard you guys talk about what would be better to either play in the West Final against the Bombers, beat them there, or beat them, or have them, in the Grey Cup. Well, here's the other kind of, fun thing for Rider fans to think about. If the Bombers end up crossing over and going through the East and making it back to the Grey Cup, and the Riders win the West Final, the Riders would actually take the Bomber locker room. So,
we know that.
They would be the home team in the West.
Yeah,
they would take the Bomber locker room, and could you imagine kicking that team out of their own locker room? I think that would be hilarious.
That's the best part, is winning it there against them
in their locker
and then
room.
Like sending selfies, like celebrating and in their locker room, and then even inviting them over and being like, just jokes, give them the Heisman. Okay, Chris with a 204 area code, Prairie 9 Rentals text line, says, I have no problem with MGK getting the halftime show. I just replied to Chris asking him, out of curiosity, how old he is.
Yes.
So nothing wrong with it. Like, I'm sure he's good. He's massive following. Here's another one. Quick Dick. He might be slugging back a few Pilsners right now. I love this one, though. Bare Naked Ladies. Reuniting the original. They are so good.
That would have been good.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Bare Naked Ladies would have been good.
Great call, Quick Dick. The Hip, if you could find that cover band's coming here next week.
Yeah,
I got tickets. They're so good.
Okay.
Loverboy, no. Take
old.
a seat, Loverboy. Rush, we had a lot of people that were hoping it was Rush. Kind of made sense. April Wine.
Not Chutzpah. They don't have enough shots to pull that
I'm
off.
not hearing any country requests. Come on.
JJ Voss.
Yeah.
He's really good. He could kick off the party.
Hey, I want to
Let's go.
turn this back to football.
Okay.
Edmonton, BC. Who do you got in this game and why?
He doesn't do predictions.
No, like what do you think? How do you see this game playing out?
Well, the great matchup's going to be whether or not this sort of revamped Edmonton defense can hold off what Nathan Rourke's been doing of late. I mean, he's putting up some massive numbers, and you go back to, you go back to that Hamilton game against Calgary. All the talk going into that one is it's out of the East. Bo Levi Mitchell is going to be the guy for MOP. Out of the West, it looks like it's going to be Nathan Rourke. And I still think Trevor Harris should be in that conversation. But let's just say it is between Rourke and Bo. Well, if you go back and look at last week's game, Bo didn't look that great in that game. I mean, credit to Calgary. But can the Edmonton Elks and their sort of new feel-good demeanor that they're bringing over the last 3 weeks, because they are on a bit of a roll, let's be honest. And they're playing a lot better on defense with different guys. Like they don't have Niles Morgan in the middle, and their top defensive players have been injured. So can they contain Nathan Rourke in this receiving core? And Rourke gets both of his starting tackles back. Dejan Allen and Jarrell Broxton are both back, and those guys are sort of all-star level tackles. He didn't have them over the last 3 weeks, and he was still putting 350, 400 yards on the board with, adding a touchdown, running the ball. He's the leading rusher at the quarterback position in the CFL as well. And that includes a guy like Dustin Crum, who's playing over in Ottawa and runs 70% of the time. So, I think I'm fascinated to see if this Elks defense can slow down Nathan Rourke. And if he has another big game, I think you're looking at a double reward winner, Nathan Rourke, for both MOP and Outstanding Canadian.
I think that to me, the check mark or the box or the star that I want to put on this is on BC's defense. Their defense has had more points scored on them than anybody else in the West. Edmonton has come alive with Fajardo and the running game, especially for them. So for me, like as good as Rourke's got to be, their defense has got to be better than what it's been.
Rankin family might run all over them.
He might have a ton of fun.
Well, I mean, and Rankin got the new contract for 2 more years. Nice extension. Wanted to get him locked down. That was a 3rd and 2 that you're seeing on the stream right now, by the way. That was a, and that's the other thing that's intriguing about this game and this matchup is Mark Killam is going to go outside of conventional wisdom when it comes to some in-game decisions, like he did on that 3rd and 2. He was looking at, do we kick a field goal? Do we, what should be the decision here? He goes with a running play on 3rd and 2 and scores. And, I don't think throughout the regular season he does that. But now they're desperate. If they don't win, they're done. So they're going to do some things like that, and let's see how the BC defense responds.
To me, without a doubt, that's what I'm going to watch for, is the BC defense. Rourke's going to do his stuff, and he's going to get his chances. But the BC defense, they've got a bigger task in front of them than I think they realize with Edmonton.
I'm really curious to see if this Xander Horvath, if he continues, because that, to be honest with you guys, that is something that scares me on a cold November day at Mosaic Stadium. That horse coming at you.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been quite the story, and like really quick feet. I said a couple of weeks ago, he reminded me a little of AJ Ouellette. He may be a little bit quicker footed, but he's got the same sort of build and can take on a tackler like AJ can. But the only downside to that, and I've seen it before, is with James Butler being their number one guy, and Horvath, I think, is very intriguing. If you split those reps in a game like a playoff game, does either guy get into a groove and a rhythm and make those big plays as the fourth quarter comes along, or do they get that opportunity? Are they kind of just swapping in and out and don't really? We see this quite often when teams try to use a returner like Janarian Grant or Mario Alford, and they try to put him on offense, it sometimes seems to take away from their return ability, and they just sort of become a normal guy there and not a superhero. And then on offense, they're just okay. So that's the only thing I wonder about when you're splitting reps like that. But and running backs will tell you guys they want the ball, because on those 20 to 25 carries or 18 to 25 carries, that's when they're doing their damage in the fourth quarter. That's when they're about taking the.
Yep, without a doubt. How's the bear?
haven't seen the bear yet.
It's a little weird about the bear.
Yeah. But no, haven't seen him, and I do want to see though. This also brings up, how do you guys feel about other teams mad that the Riders would be resting guys?
Tough.
Or other fan bases mad, you know? And I hear these arguments like,
Take
you
a
know,
seat.
I hear these arguments like, you know, it's we should be able to see the star players if we're buying tickets and, you know, and all that. And I kind of shake my head and say, well, then you needed to win more games in the regular season, because
exactly,
you know, because this is the way. What matters most, obviously, is getting to the playoffs, the championship run. That's what you're doing. That's what you wanted, you know. So any decision you make as a team has got to be with that in mind.
Okay,
I'm not worried about anybody whining. I'm not worried about.
No, that's a stupid thing to whine about.
Yeah,
like
go away.
Yeah, figure it out. That's how it works in sports. We leave on this. Wilbur out, one of my friends out in Kenora country, Garlic Belt. I gotta get out there again. He says, tell Suitor to zip it on country. He's the only guy in North America to want country. That's a little harsh.
I'm Wilbur. Yeah. I'm with Suits.
I said. What about Metro?
Yeah.
Speaking of
Kenora
country and out in Kenora, there you go. Okay, Suits, have fun calling that game.
That's going to be a blast.
Can't wait. Maybe give Sharky and I a plug on the broadcast.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
It's done. Consider it done.
Yeah.
See you, buddy.
That'd be special.
Have a good one. Talk to you next week. That's Glen Suitor press coverage, and that is for Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. 781-2090. If you need a new furnace, call Bronco Plumbing and Heating.
Metro, I'm a little upset with that. Metro. You know better.
Oh, his name's Wilbur. I said, what about Metro?
Wilbur. Okay. Yeah. Wilbur, you know better.
Nah.
Some good country music out in that part of the world.
There's lots of good country music. I wouldn't say everybody in the world. Anyway, we're going to go to break. Sportscage, streaming at sportscage.com.
620 CKRM is your home to country's greatest hits and the 90s at 9. 1 full hour featuring the biggest hits of the 90s. Garth, Reba, Alan, Shania, George, and so much more. No cassette tape or CDs required, and 90s mullets are optional. 90s at 9 for the town of Wolseley and the voice of Saskatchewan. 620 CKRM.
At Access Communications, we're always looking for ways to give you more for less. So right now, we're offering Access Hyperspeed 350 for just $64.95 a month for 24 months. That's more internet speed for less money. Backed by our incredible customer service and all for one incredible price. Access Hyperspeed 350, just $64.95 a month for a limited time. Visit myaccess.ca today.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
The ball is snapped. He scans the field. He's going deep. What a play! Rider fans, make your own great play by going to riders5050.ca. You can now buy tickets for every Rider game, home or away. You can also sign up for the 50-50 Club and never miss a draw, including the weekly loyalty and early bird prizes. All proceeds support amateur football in Saskatchewan, equipping the heartland, and just maybe score a big win. Get your tickets today at riders5050.ca and go Riders! Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC. Have you ever tried convincing a 1,000-pound animal to walk half a mile for a drink? Yeah, good luck with that. Cows aren't moving, and frankly, they don't care about your schedule. So instead of turning your pasture into a full-blown cattle negotiation summit, install a Keln Solar Livestock Watering System. You can drop a pump just about anywhere. No grid, no trenching, no drama. So let the cows chill. You move the water. Keln Solar. They move water because your cows won't. Visit kelnsolar.com.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
He's 41 years old. He's won the Cy Young 3 times. He's a World Series champion, and he chucks baseballs tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays in Seattle. 6:30 first pitch. Jays are trying to even up the ALCS. Local hockey, Saskatchewan female U18 AAA tonight. The Regina Rebels hosting Weyburn, 8 p.m. at the Sixer. National Football League Week 7, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, 6:15 kickoff. And National Hockey League right now sends up 2-1 in the Kraken. We have the Canadians and Preds tied 0-0. Maple Leafs up 1-0 on the Rangers, and Jets 1-0 on Flyers right now. Also tonight, Vancouver is going to be in Dallas. There's no score in the Edmonton. That starts at 5:30. Edmonton's on the island.
Is that game in Madison Square Garden? Are the Rangers playing at home?
No.
Are they going for the 4th straight shutout at home?
They're in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Sports Ticker in Hour 3 is for Steelcraft Doors in Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canada. If you need a garage door, they got a 40,000 square foot facility that they can hook you up. Pick the score. Ooh. We got it. Still, you want time?
Still going.
Okay, still going. I get it. Sorry, check the score. Still going. Colson's trying to get you all in today. 936-6262. What's the score tomorrow? Bombers and Riders, you got a chance to win tickets to next Saturday's home game versus BC and a $200 SaskTel gift card.
Can I enter?
Hey, let's talk some U of R Rams football. And it was weird last week because I was like, hey, let's see what's happening with the Rams. I'm going, bye week.
And everybody's off, not just the Rams. The whole thing was shut down. So,
yeah. Western Pizza guest hotline. Perfect night for a little Western Pizza. Watch some ball or hockey and football. The triple threat. Joining us, head coach of the Regina Rams, Mark McConkey. What do you do on the bye week, Thanksgiving? Like, do you actually take some time away and like breathe and go away from football for a day, maybe?
Yeah, about a day, because it's like we're not practicing as much, but it's kind of peak recruiting, right? Everyone's kind of starting to make their decisions on where they're going to sign. So we do a lot of recruiting visits, home visits. I didn't actually head out of town this year. Last couple of years, I've always gone out of town to see recruits. So I did have Saturday and Sunday off, but Saturday I had one of my good friend's wedding, so I was in the party there, so I was busy there. And then Sunday was my actual first day home with the kids, so Owen and I just watched NFL football all day, so it was great.
Who is planning their wedding during football season? Like,
hey, I got married on Thanksgiving long weekend.
No, that's unacceptable. No, can't have your wedding during football
season. I'm glad he did it on bye week at least, or else I don't know if I could go. So I appreciated that.
You guys are traveling to Alberta. What does Alberta pose?
Yeah, I mean, their record might not show up, but they're a good football team. They're 1-5, but they just took down UBC 2 weeks ago, and then they actually were pretty close with U of S. It was 24-24 with like 5 minutes left. So they're a team that's consistently getting better. And again, so we're going to have our hands full, especially going on the road. It's our hardest road trip of the year, so we got to make sure we got everything dialed in, ready to go. And records, I mean, we know Can West, it don't matter, so we got to be ready to play Rams football when we get there.
I was looking at their stats, and Alberta, like you say, they're no slouch. Their passing stats, they're number 2 in the conference. Like, they've got a quarterback that can throw and receivers that can catch. Obviously, what challenge does that bring to your defensive backfield for this game?
Yeah, definitely. I think they have the best receiving core. If you were to stack up a group for every team, I think they got the best receivers in the conference. They got 3 really, really good receivers. They made a bit of a switch at quarterback. They're going with Trey Reeder, the old Hilltops guy. So, he's Saskatoon tough, or Saskatchewan tough. Can't say Saskatoon. Saskatchewan tough.
And I think he's an insider too, so we definitely can't.
Yeah, I don't know that much. I just know NOD, SOD. That's about it for Regina here. But, he can use his legs. He's a dual threat quarterback, so we're going to have our hands full. So we got to make sure we're locked in on defense and be able to defend them.
They're also a team they're still in the fight for that last playoff spot. They're still in the mix, so there's a lot of hunger going to come out of that U of A group. But your team, rushing the ball, probably the best in the conference. Your line, obviously, you're giving a lot of credit to them early. Everybody's healthy. We're ready to go. We don't got any concerns on the offensive line?
No, yeah, we're healthy up front there. I know Ericsson's a little bit banged up here, and obviously with the amount of carries he's had, it's bound to happen. But so he'll probably take a little bit less of a role this game, but we'll see how he's doing, see how his foot's feeling, and then kind of go from there. But that should be hopefully another good ground game for us on Saturday.
I know you're getting ready for practice, so you won't take much of your time, but I want to know this, and we'll talk next week before that weird 1 o'clock game on Friday, which is kind of cool, but it's like smack dab in the middle of hockey. And what do you think about, and I know it's across, so you guys sometimes battle for recruits and all that, what the Thunder pulled last week with 632 yards on the ground, setting a new record. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, we played U of A week 2, and we rushed for 300, and I thought that was impressive. And when I saw the stat line, and again, the field, the conditions were terrible, and to be able to do that, and that just shows that obviously they're doing a great job. They got great O-linemen, we know that. They got great running backs. And like hats off to Scotty there, and that's quite impressive. That's like video game stats, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, it is a long road trip. Travel safe, coach, and we'll catch up next week.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Right
Thanks,
on.
Mark.
Head coach of the U of R Rams, Mark McConkey. They're in Alberta. You can hear that game on CKRM. Right, Colson? Yeah.
Saturday?
It's on the regular, not on CKRM 2.
But it's on Saturday or Friday?
It's on Saturday.
Okay.
2 p.m. That is a long road trip. And they got a bus. Isn't it? Is it a bus for them?
Yeah.
A bus for them.
Yeah. Nobody wants to do that.
And then, they next week, they're back here. It's a 1 o'clock Friday game. So grab a few pints, maybe a few. We'll talk about this.
Where's that one going to be? Is that at Libel?
At Libel. Yeah.
Nice.
I might possibly be doing the show from there, I hear.
Wow. Big day.
Hanging out. I'll have a Yeti. Tumbler, what's it called? Is that what they're called? Yeah, Yetis, tumblers, whatever. I'm just joking, maybe. It is the Sports Cage. We are the home of the Rams, 620 CKRM.
At Access Communications, we're always looking for ways to give you more for less. So right now, we're offering Access Hyperspeed 350 for just $64.95 a month for 24 months. That's more internet speed for less money. Backed by our incredible customer service, and all for one incredible price. Access Hyperspeed 350, just $64.95 a month for a limited time. Visit myaccess.ca today.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your